Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching. Oh, looks like the dog camera isn't on. All right. Well, how's everybody doing? Hey, there's Baz B. He always shows up when I got the when I do the huh. It's a house. That's right. Oh, there they are. Man, Clancy's just crazy, man. He'll just hover over Benny whenever he has anything to eat. Just hovers right next to him. Just sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting to get some other morsel of food. You know? And if Benny turns his head for just a second, bang! Grabs it like a shark. Good evening, Jake from State Farm. I think they're doing pretty good. As well as our buddy Clem the Fly. Hey, Evermaiden, how's it going? Thank you. Yeah, I went, got my pedal kayak into Oswego Lake. You know, you have to take it sort of down these stairs, got it in there, and then I pedaled. Yeah, it seems like it's so cool because those things go they go about 4 miles an hour and you're just pedaling casually. Like 3 miles an hour, just sort of, you know, but it's exercise at least. I went about, yeah, I'll show you on the map. Not that you guys care, but let's see. Oswego Lake. I'll show you exactly what I did. So this is Lake Oswego right here, and man, it's different now that you can see it like this. See right here, yep, we parked our cars. This is a public lot. We parked right here. Hey, this is just like true crime, right? Parked right there, unloaded the kayaks. Then there's this little path right there. Took it right here, went across this crosswalk, and the only entrance for the public in this whole lake is right here. And these are stairs. I don't know if you can see that, but they're stairs, so you know, you kind of need help getting it down. Then you put it into the water right there. And then we made it through, almost looks like fish there, but we made it through this little spot right there. You can get through there too. Right through there, and then you pedal out. And then, you know, you're just pedaling in this kayak. Yeah, I used to go to this lake all the time when I was a kid. And then right here, there's a wide open space that you can make it into the larger lake. So after getting here, you come through this little opening. I mean, these houses, every house on this lake is way over $1 million. Every single one of them. Right? And then you get over here, there's a little gate blocking there, but you come around right through there and then out, I mean, look at these homes, you guys. Look at this. I mean, they're ridiculous. It's like, you know, I mean, that one there is probably 10 million or something. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Anyways, this is where the fish really are in this section, this part of the lake, the main part. And then I pedaled all the way around. And when I was a kid, this dock right here was a broken, there wasn't even a house here. It was a broken down dock. This whole place where that putting green is, that used to be a broken dock that absolutely was, you know, it just absolutely breaking apart, etc. But it was great fishing because nobody would ever go there, and the fish would they just eventually live there, and you caught a whole bunch of fish. And then after about 25 years of nothing there, somebody built this ridiculous home right here. But it's weird too, because this used to be a little different shape here. It used to just be kind of, there was another pool there, but they obviously totally changed it. This little island was there when I was a kid. But there used to be a broken down dock that goes out to it. Then after that, we went around this corner, and then right around, hey, thanks Cheryl Moran, and look at that, Ted Bundy gifted 5 memberships. A serial killer. Man, that's crazy. I think it might have been because I made it late, Cheryl. Are you finding this mildly interesting?
Sparkling heart emoji. Finally made it on time. Hand over mouth emoji.
It's just so crazy to come here. I sort of wasn't recognizing stuff when I was coming around. I wasn't sure, because this dock is so different. I mean, I think if we went back in time, let me just see what happens if we go to back. I mean, look at that. Hell, that's even a good example right there. That's 2001. That's crazy. That's the original. Look at this. There it is. I tried to explain it. There's that little island right there, right? There's this little dock, absolutely dilapidated, and then there was this, on the other side of this fence, there was this area. But look at the difference now. Watch this. Watch this. I mean, I just almost didn't recognize it at all. In fact, I didn't recognize it on the first go-around. And then I came around this corner here, and then this right here is this, it used to be Halverson's Island. I mean, whatever these homes are, they're probably, I don't even know, man. It's just ridiculous. A deer, when I was there, actually walked across this bridge while I was there. You could hear the hoofs of it. Really wild. But let's see. Yeah, right there. So when I was a kid, I would always sneak down and I would fish just right off of this little dock. That thing hasn't changed at all. And then I'd climb over this fence, go down these steps right there, and fish right along here, and I'd catch these really big bass right against these pylons. But today, I was on the kayak, and I went under there, and I caught a really big bluegill right over here, and a couple small little bass or whatever. But it was just kind of cool to get back out there after all those years. And it's interesting how much bigger the lake is, too. I didn't even realize that it just keeps going and going and going way over here. But isn't that amazing how much that changed? Just that one spot, like right there. Just look at that, and then go back over the years. Watch this. So that's 2025. Let's see, 2023. It's been updated the way it is now, but see, even this, see that? That just got changed after 2021. See, watch, it looks totally different. Look at that, boom. So this look here is what it used to look like when I was a kid. And that was only changed back after July of 2022. But then you go back. I think that was like 2005 when that got built. Let's see. Yeah, see right there, 2007. That's 6, 5. Yeah, there it is, 2006. See that? They're building it there. But anyways, that was my day. I went. Oh yeah, and then my kid, Genesis, his pedal fell off of his kayak. You're pedaling. His right pedal fell off, and it had been making this sound since I bought it for him. It's like a, and then there was these metal shavings on the floor of the kayak, and I don't know what happened, but he couldn't put it back on, and we couldn't figure out how to screw it back in because we didn't have a Phillips screwdriver with us or any other method to get it back on. And then so he just bent forward and then cranked with his hands, and he got back. It was amazing. That sucker was going like 2 miles an hour the whole way. Yeah, so just using his hands, he was able to crank it and make it back. Pretty cool, huh? Anyways, that's today's fishing trip. And then we made it all the way back. Him cranking with his hands from here all the way back around and made it back to right there. Yeah, it's Benedict Genesis is what he goes by. But everyone at work knows him by Benedict, but I was told to call him Genesis, but I mean, now I'm wondering, do I call him Benedict or... it's just kind of strange. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I didn't even check. Let's just for the hell of it, let me just see how long this is. So we go from right here out and around and through this tunnel, and then I think it was like this, and then around out, and then pretty much then they're right in there. How far is that? Oh, that's 1.25 miles. That's crazy. Yeah, so we went at least 2.5 miles just on a kayak with the pedals, and it's not hard at all. It's wild. It's just kind of, you're just pedaling, and you can almost troll with that damn thing. Anyways, all right. Well, I guess the first thing I was going to talk about was yesterday we went over that long document in the Idaho case, and I kind of skipped over that last portion with the charts, but there was some interesting information in those charts, so I thought we'd go over that. All right, regarding Kohberger. I know, and then we'll switch over to the other one, but I just wanted to get that out of the way because I think the other part, the manhunt of Travis Decker, will take a hell of a lot longer. Yeah, it's just like a bicycle. It's crazy. Here, let me show you really quick. So what I have is like an Old Town PDL. Well, let me see. I don't know, like it kind of looked like, let's see. Yeah, like this right here. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a pedal on there. You sit in a chair, and then there's these pedals that you put into place, lock them in, and you just start pedaling. And it's like a motor, but once you get to the shore, you want to pull them up before you get there so it doesn't hit the blades. But it's the Old Town PDL 106. Bought it like a year ago or so. It's just kind of been sitting there. But finally used it. I've got this outside. I have on the carport. I can pull my car in now, and this guy built me this thing where you put these straps underneath it and then use a winch to kind of pull it up, and then boom, it stays up on the top, and then I can just drive in and out. And I don't have to worry about loading it back on top every time. It's just right there. All right, well, yes, there you go. That's, yeah, it's just like, it's like a recumbent bike. That's exactly what it's like, a recumbent bike. Nah, I think I got mine for less than that, like 2,400 or something. Along, it was like, I got a deal. It was I don't know, what do you call it, like a discount day, month or something for a holiday, or I don't remember what it was, but it's kind of expensive, but I just really all my life I've wanted to be able to get out on the water instead of walking on the shore, and that's about the only thing that kind of made sense, I guess. No, but there was people paddle boarding in the lake. Really just hauling ass. I mean, it's weird. They stand up and just, it's wild. All right, well, here, let's look at these tables here. Yeah, cool. I'm glad you were able to get to do it. I just started doing it myself. I've been ready to do it for a long time, but haven't been able to actually do it. I'm so busy doing the shows and everything. I just got up this morning at 5 in the morning. Left at 5:30, 5:25 even. We were in the water by 6:13 or something, and then we were out by like 9:45 or something, maybe 10. Yeah, paddleboarding looks kind of fun. I don't know if it's hard or not. They look sort of stable, like they're just standing there. All right, so let's just go over each one of these table items, and then we'll switch over to the other topic. But defendant cited area of inquiry per the ABA guidelines, medical history contained in defendant's exhibits and elsewhere in defendant's discovery, addressed in multiple expert reports of mental health professionals. Family members can testify about this topic. Any missing medical records have been available to the defendant and can be obtained prior to penalty phase. Complete parental, pediatric, and adult health information contained in defendant's exhibits and elsewhere, addressed in multiple expert reports of mental health professionals. Family members can testify. Okay. Exposure to harmful substance in utero in the environment. No evidence this is relevant. You mean like smoking cigarettes when you're pregnant or something? Substance abuse history contained in defendant's exhibits, addressed in multiple expert reports of mental health professionals. Family members can testify about this topic. Any missing medical records have been available to defendant can be obtained prior to penalty phase. Hey, thanks, Alley Cake. Trying for a wave, Alley Cake is. And then down here, mental health history, address in multiple reports, family members and other identified witnesses. Okay, some of this is like repetitive. Trauma history, records related to childhood car accident. See, that's one of the things. Car accident contained in defendant's exhibits and elsewhere in defendant's discovery, addressed in multiple expert reports of mental health professionals. So, looks like maybe there was a car accident at some point. Contained in defendant's exhibits and contained elsewhere in defendant's discovery, addressed in multiple expert reports of mental health professionals. Family members and other identified witnesses, including former teachers and former classmates, can testify about this topic. Any missing educational records have been available to defendant and can be obtained prior to penalty phase. Defendant has limited employment history. Family members and other identified witnesses, including professor he worked for and former co-workers, can testify about this topic. Any missing records have been available to defendant and can be obtained prior to penalty phase. Military experience not applicable. Multi-generational family history, genetic disorders, and vulnerabilities, as well as multiple generational patterns of behavior contained in defendant's exhibits. Looks like doesn't give us any specific information. Family members can testify about it. Prior adult and juvenile correctional experience, not applicable. Religious, gender, sexual orientation, ethical. Thanks, little puppy paws. Religious, gender, sexual orientation, ethnic, racial, cultural, and community influences. Same as the rest. Families can testify about that. Socio-economic, historical, and political factors contained in defendant's exhibits. Family members and others identified witnesses, including fellow congregants. Congregants. What are you talking about? Socio-economic, historical, and political factors addressed in multiple expert reports of mental health professionals, family members, and other identified witnesses, including fellow congregants, acquaintances, I guess people he goes to church with, I guess. They can testify. Witnesses, defendant wants available per ABA guidelines. The client's family attending 3 generations back and those familiar with the client. All living family members are subject to subpoena power. Many have spoken to defendant expert witnesses and are on the defendant's witness list. I always wonder about the sister. You know, is it like over time the sister's like, well, I don't want to really hurt my brother, so I better, I don't, and then she's not really a witness anymore for the state. Because I can tell you at the beginning, she definitely sounded like she was somebody that was very suspicious of her brother. And probably for a reason. And this isn't whiskey, it's iced tea, right?
Surfer emoji, surfing alley cake swing, motion wave emoji.
We can pretend it's whiskey in honor of Georgina Stoliker, though. Right, Georgina, if you're listening? That was a big gulp of something. The client, friends, teachers, classmates, co-workers, employers, and those who served in the military with the client, but he wasn't in the military, as well as others who are familiar. Like, this is actually a guideline over here. Many individuals falling in these categories have spoken to defendants, expert witnesses, and are defendants' witnesses. So it's like this was in that document yesterday where the prosecution was showing that the defense has done all of the things that they should have been doing. They're ready for trial, but they're just trying to delay. And they've already gone into the mitigating of the penalty phase. Thanks, Sandy Shirley. Social service and treatment providers to the client and the client's family members, including doctors, nurses, etc. At least one psychologist who evaluated defendant as a child. So that's interesting. I don't know if we knew that he was seeing a psychologist as a child. Thank you, Cheryl Moran. Catching the alley cake working on a project. Can't chat, but here you go. Here with you guys. Oh, cool. Yeah, defendant's medical history also reveals other providers who can be called as witnesses, though it appears defendant has chosen not to do so. Witness family. So I guess this is like the official thing regarding, like that you would, let's see, what did it say up here? Defendant cited area of inquiry per the ABA guidelines. So these are things that, these are ABA guidelines, and over here is what the state is saying that they've already done on those different guidelines. Social service and treatment providers to the client and client family members, including doctors, nurse, other medical staff, social workers, and housing or welfare officials. At least one psychologist who evaluated defendant as a child has spoken to defendant's expert witnesses. Right, that's one we just did. Witnesses familiar with the client's prior juvenile and criminal justice and correctional experiences, not applicable. Former and current neighbors of the client and the client's family, community members, and other familiar with the neighborhoods in which the client lived, including the type of housing, the economic status of community, the availability of defendant witness list contains neighbors, family members are best positioned to testify about these topics. And it says employment and the prevalence of violence. Doesn't seem like it has anything there. Witnesses who can testify about the applicable alternative to death sentence and or conditions under which the alternative sentence would be served. Defendant has retained and disclosed an expert witness, Jodi Arias, J.A. You see that? Wow, I wonder how she got on there. To testify about this topic. I was kidding. All right. Witnesses who can testify about the adverse impact of the client's execution on the client's family and loved ones. Family members are best positioned to testify about this topic. Oh, there you go. So I guess one of the, the interesting element was that he got in a car accident as a kid, and he also was seeing a psychologist as a child. I have a feeling that Kohberger has always been very strange and odd in the family and made people nervous in the family. I bet you behind the scenes they even said stuff like, God, is he going to be a serial killer someday? Things like that. And that's why the sister was so quick to think in her mind that he could be the one in Pullman. Wow, look at that. He's wearing these gloves. He drives a white Elantra. He goes to school over there, etc. In Moscow, but he was in Pullman. I think they've always thought that there's something a little off about him. And it's weird, all the work they've been putting into the mitigation, almost like a foregone conclusion that he's the killer, right? I know you got to prep for it, but at the same time, it's like, seems like they've been spending all their time on that, not even looking at the surveillance footage. Like Ann Taylor's done all this stuff on the mitigation of the death penalty portion, but still hasn't watched all the video. I think that's weird. Amber said, I still don't understand why the state didn't request testing for personality disorders and psychopathy earlier, then it probably would not have been denied. Yeah. It was denied because it was too late in the game, right? I don't know for me how important that element is. In this case, I think the circumstantial and the, I guess, even direct evidence that's out there is so overwhelming that it's him. And I'm sure they'll be able to bring up different scenarios with, perhaps other people who witnessed things that he was doing. I don't know. It might have helped if he could have said he's a psychopath. Something like that. Thanks, Kimberly Gabaldon. Let's see, I think I'm missing comments again in here. Cube. I'm not sure what that means. What does the American flag and ice cubes? I don't get it. Anybody understand that? I think those are ice cubes. I don't even know what that is. What is that thing? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I guess they should have asked for that earlier. Maybe they didn't really think about it because they were just factually going over the case. But then once Kohberger brought up the, oh, he's got, he is, what is it? What is that called? He's got ADD. He has, he's on the autism spectrum. Then they were like, oh, wait, maybe we should, and then it was too late. Oh, is that what that means? Oh. Hey, Madison, can you stop doing that, please? Please? I mean, we get the message, you know. I think most people, you know, likely understand what you're saying. We don't need you to continue to keep typing it in. Yeah, does anybody have any other thoughts on that? I think she wanted us to switch topics. Yeah, I'm talking about that, and then I got other stuff to be talking about too. But yeah, you guys, I appreciate the support in here tonight. The channel relies on you guys for the support on the shows to make things happen. So if you like my shows and feel like supporting the channel, I would appreciate your support. Who's the guy? The guy tried to do a murder, frame it on someone or type of person, and then help law enforcement solve it. Like, I'm not sure what you're talking about, Jay. I have no idea. What case are you referring to? Now, there's a hearing coming up here. I think I'll have to live stream for it. I don't know when they're going to switch over to the public portion. I think he's not going to delay the trial. Although, you know, it's like if you delay it a little bit, then it really takes away some of the appeal stuff, you know. Like, listen, we gave you guys plenty of opportunity. But I don't really want it to be delayed. And it shouldn't be delayed. They just need to take more time on jury selection. Yeah, I just don't know what you're saying, Jay. Not much mitigation foreseen. The guy tried to do a murder. He didn't try, he did murder. Frame it on someone. Who? Who tried to frame it on somebody? And then help law enforcement to solve like arsonists do. I just don't know what you're referring to. What case are you talking about? Can you be a little bit more specific, Jay? Yeah, they've had plenty of time here. I agree. Yeah, I just don't know what he's talking about. It's a sheath, not a sheaf. I still don't know what you were talking about, Jay. Now, Brian Kohberger's the killer, so I don't know what you're talking about. A court channel's already advertising his trial. Yeah, they just know something will all... No, they don't know that. I was thinking about saying, hey, I'm going to be covering it too. You know, starting on August 11th, you know. That's what I'm going to be doing. He's innocent till proven guilty. Great. Yep, I know. Yep, I got it. He likely tried to pin it. No, who's he tried to pin it on a military? Kohberger didn't try to pin it on a military guy. He was just leaving. I mean, I think he left the knife sheath there intentionally. Some people think he left it there. Most people believe he left it there accidentally in the fight with maybe Kaylee Gonzalez. Jay, man, I'm not sure, Jay. Your comments seem, I'm not trying to be mean, but you sort of seem like you have a really big lack of understanding of the case. I'm sorry. All right. Anyways, I want to move on now to the Travis Decker case. All right. This is this nut job out here. He's the ranger that killed his 3 daughters, beautiful little kids, and just a psycho. The recordings from last custody hearing in Chelan County Superior Court between Whitney Decker and her ex-husband, Travis Decker, who is now at the center of a national manhunt, paints an insightful and sometimes eerie glimpse into the months that led up to the brutal murders of their 3 young daughters, Olivia, 5, Evelyn, 8, and Peyton, 9. In September of 2024, both parties stood in front of a judge requesting their court-approved parenting plan in place since March of 2023 be temporarily amended. According to the recording, while both parties presented motions to request their proposed changes, the judge decided not to consider the motion presented by Travis Decker, who represented himself after Whitney Decker's attorney objected, saying he failed to file the motions correctly and did not serve Whitney Decker. Judge Robert Jourdan agreed, and both parties instead presented their arguments for and against Whitney Decker's motion to amend the plan. Yeah. So they had a parenting plan, and then there was an amendment to the plan, but only her side got accepted. His didn't, because he didn't have an attorney. He didn't file it at the right time. And then Whitney Decker's attorney, Ariana Cozart, asked Judge Jourdan to temporarily take away Travis Decker's overnight custody rights after expressing concern that changes in his personal life presented significant safety risks for their children, including having them stay with him at a National Guard armory. The children were sleeping at the armory, where there are obviously dozens of other men present, and the children were left at least once while Mr. Decker went to the Safeway. I mean, so what are you insinuating, that all these military guys that he's friends with and stuff are all like pedos? I mean, it's kind of a strange thing. I mean, I don't know. They are too little, and quite frankly, they shouldn't be staying in the armory anyways. Yeah, I mean, maybe not staying in the armory. That's kind of... Cozart also told the court Travis Decker owed Whitney Decker thousands of dollars in child support. See, here we go again, you guys. This is another one of these cases. And was homeless and living out of his truck or motels or friends' homes. Cozart also requested Judge Jourdan order a domestic violence evaluation and full psychiatric assessment. In response, Travis Decker acknowledged his struggle with housing instability. Housing instability. Man, you know, I know you get sick of that kind of phraseology. Like, we're so, homelessness, okay? Housing instability. Like, what is wrong with saying homelessness? Honestly. And I don't know why every single phrase that's out there has to have this sort of this crazy little nuance phraseology where you just kind of go, housing instability. Yeah, I see what you're saying. And described the challenge he faced transitioning from his career in the military, where he served as an Army Ranger, into civilian life. So in response, Travis acknowledged his struggle with housing instability and described the challenges he faced transitioning from his career in the military, where he served as an Army Ranger, into civilian life. When I was separated from active duty, I tried to figure out how to live as a civilian, he said. I didn't have family, friends, or any support, especially moving to a state where I had no one to lean on or even a couch to sleep on. Travis Decker also told the court in order to provide overnight shelter, he would often take his daughters camping. I don't believe that my weekends should be completely taken away since I have been gone. I'm not sure what that means. Travis Decker said, every time I've had the girls, we have been in the campsites and national forests and paid campsites that have campers. We've never done anything that was unsafe or anything I wouldn't want to put myself in. Judge grants motion, but Travis Decker refuses psychiatric evaluation. At the end of the almost 30-minute hearing, Judge Jordan granted Whitney Decker's motion and temporarily amended the couple's parenting plan. However, Travis Decker refused to sign any court documents. The judge told Travis Decker signing the documents was up to him, but his order would be legally binding with or without the signature. Travis Decker also refused to attend any domestic violence psychiatric evaluations and assessments. 7 months later, Chelan County deputies found the bodies of his children at a campground 18 miles west of Leavenworth. It's crazy. Thank you, Michelle H. Video last sighting of Father Travis Decker before 3 girls found dead in Washington. Oh yeah, so you have this video here. So this is actually at the house that we already had identified. Here, I'll show you. So here's the house. The 3D version on there. And this tree right here, this is from 2019. It's obviously been trimmed down quite a bit, etc. But I mean, that's the same house. I don't know if you can tell, but see the little black like window, what do you call those things, doors, or right there, right there on there. And then that shape up here, that tree looks different now though. That tree, I don't even know if that tree is even there anymore. But like even this one and that one, they're here. If you turn around, see, like, look at, there it is, really small. I mean, this is 2019. So that tree right there grew up to be the bigger tree. I mean, it looks the same anyways. I mean, that's the address, 1024. And that looks similar across the street, but this is 5 years ago. I think it's the same. Well, I mean, I know that this house that he's at is likely the 1024 address. Yeah, shutters. There you go. That's what I was looking for. Let's see. This is from Coin TV here in Portland. The hunt for a father accused of killing his 3 daughters in central Washington has continued into its 5th day. This is on June 5th, prompting authorities to release a new photos and surveillance video of wanted man. The video shared by the Chelan County Sheriff's Office shows Travis Decker on Friday, the day he picked up his daughters in Wenatchee. The girls were found dead 3 days later. Wenatchee police say the girls' mother called Friday saying they hadn't returned from a custodial visit with his father. A search found Decker's truck near the Rock Island campground, where the girls' bodies were eventually discovered on Monday. According to court documents, the likely cause of death for the girls, age 5, 8, 9, was asphyxiation. A preliminary examination reported in the affidavit said the bodies showed signs of being zip-tied before they were asphyxiated. I mean, Jesus, he zip-tied his own kids. And they were asphyxiated with plastic bags. Jesus, so he zip-tied them, and what do you do? Like, put the plastic bags on them, and they just couldn't breathe. This is disgusting, yeah. But hey, guys, if you guys are out there, if you could please support the channel. We're trying to, getting close to halfway through the month here. And you guys are the income for the channel comes from the people watching on the live streams. So if you guys can help out, that would be great. If not, that's cool too. But I just got to ask to see if we can get things rolling. We started off pretty good, and then we just kind of died down really quick. Decker faces 3 counts of first-degree murder and 3 counts of first-degree kidnapping, but remains at large. They received notifications that Decker may have been spotted in Idaho, but an investigation found he was not our suspect. Federal agents have joined the search for Decker as of Wednesday. This is last Wednesday. He is described as 5'8". The girl's mother said Decker was previously in the military and struggled with mental health issues. Court documents show that she and Decker were married for about 7 years before their divorce. She also shared that recently Decker did not have a stable home and was considered homeless, and that he was known to stay in hotels and motels at campgrounds. Anyone with information about Decker or his whereabouts is encouraged to contact law enforcement. And those are the 3 girls right there. This is from the 10th, so yesterday. Authorities believe they spotted ex-soldier Travis Decker, who was wanted in deaths of 3 daughters. Authorities say they believe they spotted Travis Decker, an ex-soldier wanted in the deaths of his 3 daughters, near a remote alpine lake in Washington state after receiving a tip from hikers who said they saw a lone person who appeared to be ill-prepared for the conditions. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office said in a Facebook post Tuesday that tracking teams responded immediately, and a helicopter crew spotted a hiker near Kolchak Lake in a popular Cascade Range backpacking area called the Enchantments. The off-trail hiker ran from sight as the helicopter passed the sheriff's office. So like the helicopter found, this person that the hikers saw, and he ran. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that's the right guy. They tracked the person to the area of the Ingalls Creek Trailhead, south of Leavenworth. Yeah, so it's pretty wild. I mean, he's just out in the middle of nowhere. Apparently, though, he would store caches. So right here's the Ingalls Creek Trailhead. I mean, just absolutely in the middle of nowhere. I mean, there's even a 360-degree view. Hey, thank you very much, M10 and Alley Cake. I love when I was a kid, just being out in the. We'd always sort of follow these streams up mountains, and look, there's like how incredibly clean the water is. And by the way, it's really wild. There's even fish in these pools, even though it's just really steep. So somehow they're able to get up into that one and that one and that one, you know. But look at this up here. Just totally rugged. I mean, you could be anywhere hiding. Authorities did not say when they spotted the subject, but late Monday night, they issued an alert for residents in the Ingalls Creek and the Valley community to lock homes and vehicles and to be on the lookout for Decker. Hey, thanks Shay 530 and Lisa L. Decker 32 had been the target of a large manhunt since June 2nd, when a sheriff deputy found his truck and the bodies of his 3 daughters, 9-year-old Peyton Decker, 8. Hey, thanks, Cyril Moran again. Catching the alley cake wave. Thanks. He had failed to return the girls to their mother's home in Wenatchee, so he was only supposed to take them for 3 hours and at 5 o'clock, and he didn't show up at 8, and then his phone went to like voicemail and he disappeared. And then Decker was an infantryman in the U.S. Army from March 2013 to July 2021 and deployed to Afghanistan for 4 months in 2014. He has training in navigation, survival, and other skills, authorities said. He once spent more than 2 months living in the backwoods off the grid. Wow. Officials with an array of state and federal agencies have searched hundreds of square miles, much of it mountainous and remote, by land, water, and air. The U.S. Marshal Service has offered a reward of $20,000 for information leading to his capture. Yeah. So I think this is where trackers initially spotted him, right there. So the trackers spotted him. It's interesting how the different timing in a couple articles. Like one said that the tracker spotted him after the hikers, but then another one said the hiker spotted him, then he was tracked. But anyways, it was up here where trackers spotted him. And then down here, I think might be where the hikers saw him, but that seems like it's the reverse order, so I guess we'll have to get that part figured out. It's only 6 miles, by the way. It looks a lot longer, but from here to there, it's 6.15 miles. It looks like it's 100, doesn't it? But I mean, how would you get through there? He went down these cliffs over here. Although it is, warmer outside. It's wild, though. I mean, to get from here to there, I guess he could have came out down more like that. And last September, his ex-wife Whitney Decker wrote in a petition to modify their parenting plan that his mental health issues had worsened and that he had become increasingly unstable, often living out of his truck. She sought to restrict him from having overnight visits with the daughter. I mean, you know, I don't know. That's just sort of like a double whammy, though. Like if somebody's unstable and they're becoming unstable, and then you take away their visiting, it seems like that's just a recipe for disaster. I mean, I don't know, man. I would figure out a way to do something else, but like maybe do something where the parent is, you have visitation with another person at least or something, but I don't know. I mean, but as a mother, that's what you'd want to do, is to protect your kids from somebody who's unstable like that, right? It's crazy. Yeah, supervised visits, but I'm not really sure how that would work. I was trying to, I knew the word supervise, but I didn't work with what I was thinking. Because it says she sought to restrict him from having overnight visits. But maybe he could have overnight visits if somehow, like, somebody, I don't know, they get a hotel room somewhere and he can still do that. I don't know. But obviously she was on to something, because this guy's a nut, okay? He's a crazy psychopath. Who the hell would kill 3 girls, 3 of your own kids, just to sort of punish the mom? Ridiculous. This is another one from the 10th. Authorities Tuesday night said they are tracking a lone killer. They believe could be Travis Caleb Decker near Mountain Pass in the Wenatchee Mountains of Washington State. Decker, 32, has been charged with murder and kidnapping after his 3 daughters were found dead last week. Investigators have been looking for him since the night of May 30th, when he failed to return the girls to their mother's home in Wenatchee, about 100 miles east of Seattle, after a scheduled visit. In a statement on Tuesday, the Chelan County Sheriff's Office said law enforcement officials have tracked someone they believe to be Decker. Our office recently received a tip from a hiking party who stated they spotted a lone hiker in the Enchantments area. Is that like a Enchantments area? Let's see. Yeah, so that's close to... Okay, there's Enchantments, and this is the lake. So that's close. That's like, what, a mile? 2.62 miles to there. Let's see. In a statement on Tuesday, the Chelan County Sheriff's Office said law enforcement officials have tracked someone they believe to be Decker. Our office recently received a tip from a hiking party who stated they spotted a lone hiker in the Enchantments area who appeared to be ill prepared for trail and weather conditions and appeared to be avoiding others. The sheriff's office wrote on social media asking the public in the area to be vigilant and report any suspicious activity. I wonder if they noticed that he was carrying a backpack or anything like that. Tracking teams in a helicopter later spotted a solo hiker near Kolchuk Lake. Right. So that's let's see where Kolchuk Lake. I think that might actually be that lake right there. Oh, interesting. Okay, Kolchuk Lake. Yeah, so that's Kolchuk Lake. So I guess we need to put the enchantment area. Alright, so he was spotted here by hikers, then tracked. Yeah, trackers spotted him here. Got that. Okay, the trail where weather conditions appear to be avoiding others. The sheriff's office wrote on social media, tracking teams and a helicopter later spotted a solo hiker near Kolchak Lake who ran from sight as soon as the helicopter passed the sheriff's office said. Additional assets were called to the area while they developed a plan to track the individual. The sheriff's office added teams later picked up a trail and deployed canines to the area, tracking the subject to the area of Ingalls Falls Creek Trailhead. And they say Highway 97 there, except there's no Highway 97 up here. All right, and then look, but here is a literal place called Ingalls Creek Trailhead, and they said Highway 97, but if you look at the address here, it says NF 9737. So I just think there's an error they made with the 97 there, because there's no highway up here anywhere near here that I could find. Let me see if I. Yeah, I mean there isn't even. So I think that's it. Yeah, it's Washington. Yeah. Let's see. 3 days after Decker didn't show up for the. Okay, additional assets were called to the area while they developed a plan, and this is where they ended up tracking to. So let's just put that also trackers or scent dogs, I guess. Ingalls there. Alright, got that. Yeah, we could do is turn on the. I have scanner audio. We could just sort of have it in the background, see if it picks up anything. But currently, right now, you guys, we are less than 50% of what we would normally call a nightly goal. So if you guys have the ability to support the channel, that'd be great. All right. I already had to.
20.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on there, but let me just keep going through this. 3 days after Decker didn't show up with the girls, a sheriff deputy discovered the bodies of 9-year-old Peyton Decker, 8-year-old Evelyn Decker, and 15-year-old Olivia Decker down an embankment at a campsite in the Cascade Mountains. The campsite, west of Leavenworth, is about 11 miles from the Pacific Crest Trail, which runs from the U.S. Let's just do this later. That's just gonna keep going over and over and over again. The campsite west of Leavenworth is about 11 miles from the Pacific Crest Trail, which runs from the U.S.-Mexico border to the U.S.-Canada border. Blood discovered at a campsite where the young sisters were found dead belonged to a male. So how did they attack? Well, they wouldn't. I mean, I don't know. Did he do something to himself and then decided to live? Authorities said earlier Monday the investigators zero in on their father, a former soldier with extensive survival skills, according to a probable cause statement filed in Chelan County Superior Court last week. Decker's truck was left at the campsite, and it had 2 bloody handprints on the tailgate. In a news release Monday, the Chelan County Sheriff's Office said tests revealed that 1 blood sample taken from the scene belonged to a male, and another turned out to be from an animal. What? But he leaves 2 handprints in blood and one's from an animal? Yeah, I couldn't find the probable cause. So. The sheriff's office did not say whether the tested samples had... I guess let me try a different wording. I don't know if I did it. Ah, maybe it is. I think I did find it. I just didn't type in the right words earlier, but it made me think differently about how to type it in. So hold on, let's go over this. All right, right here. Here it is right here. The affiant belief is based on the following facts and circumstances. On May 30th, 2025 at around 21:34, which is 9:34, Whitney Decker arrived in, let's see, in lobby at WPD to report a civil complaint. She advised patrol that her ex-husband, Travis Decker, had failed to return their 3 children at 8 o'clock in violation of their agreed-upon court order. So she showed up at the police station only an hour and a half after he didn't show up, which means that she was really concerned that this guy, was up to, had some problems. Corporal Gonzalez noted Whitney appeared distraught and looked like, there's no blood from the kids because he zip tied their hands and he suffocated them with bags. So none of the blood had anything to do with the girls. There was an animal and him. Corporal Gonzalez noted Whitney appeared distraught and looked like she had recently been crying. She advised that her and Decker were previously married but have been divorced for several years and have 3 children together. Along with the divorce, the two have had a parenting plan in place, with the most current one issued by a judge on September 27, 2024. The current parenting plan limits Decker's visitations to every other weekend, with specific hours of Fridays from 5 a.m. to 8 o'clock in the evening. And then Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sundays from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The order also specifies no overnight visits, and the visits will only occur in the Wenatchee Valley. Whitney reported that Decker picked up their daughters from the residence at 1024 Rosewood, that's the address that I have on Google Earth, at around the scheduled time of 5 p.m., but did not return at around 8 p.m. She stated she attempted to call Decker multiple times, but his cell phone goes straight to voicemail, which typically means the cell phone is off or out of service. Whitney expressed concern because Decker reportedly has never done this before, and further noted he is currently experiencing some mental health issues. At the time of the initial report, Whitney explained that Decker does not currently have a stable residence and is considered homeless. He is known to often stay in hotels, motels, or he camps at local campgrounds, but Whitney did not know where to find him. Corporal Gonzalez stated he attempted Decker's cell phone, but it went straight to voicemail, identifying the cell phone as Decker's. Whitney knows Decker drives a white truck, but was unsure what kind. She, however, noted that he had recently been cited for driving without insurance. Corporal Gonzalez conducted a record search and identified Decker's truck as a white 2017 GMC Sierra. I think that's actually in the background in this video here. Hello, Patricia Grisso, or Grisso. See, I think that's what that is right there. That's his truck right here. And I think that's him going to pick them up. Decker has a truck as a white 2017 GMC Sierra. He had been in a collision on May 27, 2025, and was in fact cited for some infraction following the investigation by WPD Patrol. It also appears he was in another collision on May 4, 2025, but left the scene. Call notes say there was no damage to the other vehicle when patrol arrived, and the other driver declined a need for follow-up. Corporal Gonzalez checked Decker's vehicle registration through Flock Safety and found the truck last registered by automatic license plate reader northbound on the Wenatchee Bridge camera. Wenatchee Bridge. Let's look where that is. Let's try to chart this guy. Wenatchee Bridge. Is that? Probably right here. There it is, Wenatchee River Bridge. Okay. So that one was at truck as a 27 northbound on the Wenatchee Bridge Avenue and Horse Lake Road. Okay, let me get this exactly. Wenatchee and Horse Lake Road. Is that what? Wenatchee Avenue and Horse Lake Road. So it's really close to here. Right there. And this is at 5:41 p.m. Horse Lake Road and North Wenatchee Avenue. Hey, did we get a coffee somewhere? Let's see. Hey, thanks, Mary. Got me a few cups of coffee there. Doing pretty good. Thanks for asking. How you doing? Steffi B, how you doing? How you doing? He noted this was likely after Decker picked up, obviously. Yeah, he picked up his daughters and suspected he may be headed to a hotel or campground in the North End. After the contact with Whitney, Corporal Gonzalez checked all hotels, motels in the city limits, as well as Confluence State Park. While at Confluence, he spoke to a park ranger and was able to check their camping roster. Decker was not listed as staying at the campsite. East Wenatchee PD officer Conley was contacted and asked to check East Wenatchee hotels, motels for Decker's vehicle. After a search of the area, Decker's vehicle was not located. Given the circumstances, an attempt to locate was initiated for all Valley agencies to be on the lookout for Decker, his vehicle, and the children. Corporal Gonzalez investigated further and consulted with the Washington State Patrol Missing and Endangered Person Unit. He provided the facts of the case to screen for an Amber Alert, but based on the fact that there was no current evidence to be believed the children were at risk of serious bodily injury or death, it did not qualify. And thanks Lisa Valenzuela for the coffee. What are you talking about, Joey? What are you referring to? What doesn't make sense? What are you talking about? Let's see. So it didn't qualify for an Amber Alert, which is weird. I mean, why wouldn't it? Washington State, the missing unit. He provided the facts of the case to screen for an Amber Alert, but based on the facts, there was no... What do you mean? He's not back in time. Whitney was advised of the updates and inability to locate the children, Decker, or his vehicle. She was advised to call Rivercom immediately if and when she hears from Decker. On May 31st, 2025, there was a large social media presence looking for information into the whereabouts of Decker and the children. By the time I saw the social media posts, it was clear that Whitney had not been able to contact Decker for over 12 hours, and from WPD's pass down, it was noted that one of the children had an event planned at a local park the morning of that. Let's see, morning of that Decker and children never showed up for. Of that? I don't get it. With a continued concern about the lack of communication from Decker, I met with Whitney at her parents' residence in Wenatchee to get further details. Whitney explained that she and Decker were married for about 7 years, but have since been divorced for a few years. She explained the divorce was civil, and initially Decker had housing and was allowed overnight visits. However, when he lost housing, the parenting plan was readdressed to accommodate accordingly. Whitney denied any domestic violence during their marriage, but did mention moments of power or control he used. She provided the examples of randomly leaving or waking her up by screaming at her in the middle of the night. She also said near the end of the marriage, he was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder that she believes he currently does not take medications for. While married, Whitney and Decker had 3 children in common. She identified them as 9-year-old, all the different names. And then it said, they reportedly have a good relationship with Decker and enjoy their time with him. The overall relationship was reported to be good, and the children enjoy their time with Decker. Whitney also reported no issues with... this is kind of strange because there wasn't like this crazy... Whitney also reported no issues with recent visitations and stated her and Decker are communicative with issues surrounding them. If either will be late for any reason, she reiterated that Decker has never failed to return the kids. The parenting plan provided by Whitney specifies the visitation hours and discusses holiday and birthday considerations. Notable concerns or reasons putting limitation of parenting show Decker has neglected his parental duties and has a long-term emotional or physical problem that gets in the way of his or her ability to parent. His or her, I don't get that. The plan also notes details about access to the children and ability to talk with them via cell phone when needed. Whitney said they agreed to the plan, but the signature line states Decker refused to sign. Decker is also supposed to seek mental health treatment and anger management counseling under the parenting plan, but has not. The exchange on Friday night occurred without issue. However, Whitney noted Decker was quieter than usually, which was out of character. She mentioned the recent ticket being a financial burden for him, along with garnished wages due to back child support. She then added that he had been talking about getting rid of his dog. I mean, here's the thing. I see, this is where that child support thing, I mean, this guy's unemployed and he can't even see his kids. And then there's this huge burden of child support on top of him. You know, and this is where we've talked about this before. It creates this massive possibility of shit like this happening. You know, there's people out there that are just stable enough where all of that together is enough for them to snap and go nuts. But hey, guys, we're still struggling at about 50% tonight, so if you guys have the ability to help support the channel, I would appreciate it. I'd like to try to get back on track. We've had a few bad ones in a row here, so if you guys have the ability to, that would be awesome. Thank you. Let's see. Whitney also stated when overnight camping trips have been allowed, they have been planned in advance with clear details of the plans. The children also leave with a bag of clothing and appropriate attire to spend the night outdoors. When they left the home, they had the clothes on their back. As of June 2nd, 2025, at 9 a.m., there have been no contact with Decker, and his cell phone continues to go straight to voicemail when called. What are you talking about, Joey? What topic are you talking about? Nothing you've said relates to what we're discussing. I'm not sure what topic you're on. As of June 2nd, 2025, at 9 a.m., there has been no contact with Decker, and his cell phone continues to go straight to voicemail when called. He has failed to return the children on Friday, May 30th, 2025, at 8 p.m. He failed to return the children on Saturday, May 31st, by 7 p.m. He failed to return the children June 1st by 5 p.m. Decker then failed to show up to work this morning, and his boss noted some recent mental health concerns. Given that Decker has failed to return the children when directed, and with no open communication with Whitney, it is believed there is an intent to withhold the children permanently from Whitney. And given that he has superposed 3 different scheduled times for return, so he never returned them on the 3 different days that the time frames that they would normally be returned, it is believed that he is well past a protected period of time. And given the children left home with no supplies for the extended time, it is believed there is a substantial risk of illness or physical injury. This guy's crazy. Yeah. Hey, Joe, I'll just do my shows the way I want to. You know, people always get upset in here if I ever talk to, like, if I sound like, you're so mean to your subs, they always say. And then it's people like Joey that show up like this, and when I comment to them, you get all the trolls that comment and say, look how mean Gray was. But why don't you look at what Joey's saying? You know, the crap that this person's been typing in the chat for 20 minutes straight. And because he didn't get the response he wanted, because, boy, he's the greatest detective on the planet, you know, he goes off the rails. All right, so, yes, this is my channel. I'm covering the case the way I want to. I'm reading through a probable cause document, and the last thing I need in the world is a clown showing up spreading conspiracy theories. All right, I just want to just go over this. All right, thanks. In an active attempt to locate Decker and the children, law enforcement utilized a variety of resources and known tools to include cell phone records and timely advance automatic license plate readers, canvassing of the area for security search of possible locations in the region, and social media. On Monday, June 2nd, 2025, a larger and more intensive search was conducted across Chelan County with the help of CSCO and eventually family, friends, and volunteers as people began to learn about the children's disappearance. Hey, thanks, Alley Cake. At around 3:56 hours on June 2nd, 2025, CCSO Deputy McLeod located Decker's vehicle unoccupied in the area of Rock Island. This is what I wanted. This is what I was looking for. I wanted to know where that vehicle was. So let me get this into OCR mode. Okay, so Rock Island Campground. Let's see. Hey, thanks, Georgina Stoliker. No, so this is, we already had this. So it's just right here. Is there a, yeah, here's a 360-degree video, just generally what it looks like. Look at this crazy place. Man, look how amazing that water looks down there. That's just, it's awesome. But anyways, this is what it looks like. Very heavily wooded area. Oh wait, what time was that? At 3:56 on June 2nd. So 3:56, 6:02, 2025. Vehicle located. And this is Rock Island Campground. Right there. Let's see. With the nearest city town, Leavenworth, the campground is located in unincorporated Chelan County in the state of Washington. Law enforcement personnel from Chelan County Sheriff's Office and Wenatchee Police Department, along with helicopter support from Homeland Security investigations, converged into the area approximately 75 to 100 yards past where the vehicle was located and down a small embankment. CCSO deputies located the bodies of 3 school-aged children. Due to current safety concerns and scene preservation, the bodies have yet to be approached, but there are some clear signs of lividity. Each has a plastic bag over the head. Oh man. Based on the totality of the circumstances, including the proximity to the vehicle and visible attire of the bodies, which is consistent with the clothing the children were wearing when they were transferred to to Decker for visitation. They are presumed to be the 3 children. I mean, think how just freaky. I mean, you know, it's probably mentally damaging to the officers to look at 3 kids all with bags on their heads. Unbelievable. Now, this guy's a ranger. Decker's location is currently unknown, and there is currently a coordinated effort to search the immediate area, if not further, for him to so the scene we have can be searched. Around the vehicle and along the way to where the children are located, officers, deputies located zip ties and plastic bags. So they actually found the zip ties and plastic bags strewn throughout the area. The tailgate of the pickup truck also has what appears to be 2 handprints of blood. The truck has personal items to include blankets, car seats, food, miscellaneous items, and a wallet on the center console. During the search of the area, an abandoned camp located. Oh, look at this. We get to actually have this. This is crazy. Look at this. Watch this. Is that? I think one of them. Wow, it's like exactly. Hold on. That didn't work. Oh, wait. I need the other coordinate. West here. I don't think you need to do it with the north and south when you do decimals. There we go. Yeah, I don't know why they put that in there. So wow, that's right over here. Whew. This is their coordinates. Abandoned campsite. It's pretty close to here, but it's not exactly right there. Yeah, what does it have to do with what we're... Joey, what are you even talking about? What's your topic tonight? Are you talking about the protests? I mean, because we're not talking about the protests at all. I don't even know where you're coming up with this. What are you talking about? Can we focus in on this? This is actually sort of interesting. With signs of recent activity, the camp consists of a fire pit, tent, and cooler, and within a short walk from where the vehicle and bodies were located. So, I mean, this is a road here. How far is this total? It's only 1/10 of a mile, so... Hey guys, any chance? Well, if you're talking about this case, it's a ludicrous conversation. Okay, just can we focus in on what we're going over right now? Thanks. Good Lord. Who cares about the Navy and just like, wow. Cell phone records. Decker's cell phone acquired Saturday under the exigency show that Decker likely traveled to the area on Thursday, May 29th evening and returned Wenatchee evening and returned to Wenatchee Friday morning. Doesn't say to, but under the totality of the situation, it appears that Decker drove through the area the night prior and returned the next day with the children. Under the totality of the situation, it appears that Decker drove through the area of the night prior and wow. So on the 29th, he went there to probably stash something.
Those poor beautiful babies.
Crazy.
I hope he's caught soon.
Yeah, I was definitely planning on getting the flight radar going here in a few minutes. I just wanted to go through this document. But hey, you guys, can you, is there any chance we could try to reach the goal tonight? I would appreciate it. We didn't make it by a mile yesterday. Today we are still just hovering right around just a little over 50%. And we need to try to, I mean, we don't have to try to do anything. I just want to keep doing what we've been doing for years and being able to do all the great stuff we do at the end of the month. Thanks, Little Puppy Paws. Yeah. Hey, thanks, Dallas. Appreciate it. Preliminary examination suggests the likely cause of death was asphyxiation. Yeah, it's pretty obvious when they had bags around their heads. Their wrists were also zip-tied or showed signs of being zip-tied. They were also positively identified as the 3 children. There is probable cause to arrest Travis C. Decker. All right, so there we go. That's the official document there. Yeah, I got all the information. I'm just trying to get through all my documents. Yeah, I've got that one. I haven't seen what you sent me yet, but I've got the one where the police put out a big I don't know if it was today or yesterday, but a big long thing. If it's different, I'll check it out. Thanks, Dixie Hippie.
Ocean wave emoji.
Yeah, so let's see. Thanks for sending. I think I got that though. I think it's this one right here. No, that's not the one. That's my... What the hell is it? Right here, authorities tracking. Oh yeah, this one right here. This is the one right here. This is the one I got. The County of Cheyenne. Hey! Thanks, Cheryl Moran. Hey, is it this one right here, Zozo? That's the one I already had. This one has a whole bunch of updates in it. This one's from yesterday. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Now, is it the video of him at the door, at the Ring doorbell video? Is that what you're talking about? Tracking teams believe they are on Decker's trail. Community support and tips are still needed. Law enforcement have tracked a subject believed to be Decker into Blewett Pass, Highway 97 area. See, why are they saying that? I mean, that's Blewett Pass. Let me just type that in. Okay. So that is Blewett Pass 97 area. So that's different. So that means it was here and now it's all the way over here now? That's crazy. Hey, thanks, Lisa L. Okay, I'll check it out. Zozo. Tracked. Attract to Blue It Pass. Alright. Got that. Hey, thanks, Natalie. Oh, look at that. Cheryl Moran jumping on the Dixie Hippie. So it should be kind of down in, sort of down in this area, I think.
Dixie hippie, ocean wave emoji, ocean wave emoji, ocean wave emoji.
Okay, there. Right here. There should be, like, this is the area that the helicopter would be in if it was flying around right now. You'd think they'd be at night a lot to get the heat signature stuff. So it's kind of right in this area here. What was the one that, let me type that in. I did see one of the things Joey typed in, so we'll try to give him some LTN614. Yeah, I didn't. I guess if I went on historical data, maybe. It's not on the map currently, so. Is it not playing? I don't know. That didn't, just kind of totally threw me off. That had nothing to do with anything. Now I gotta go find where we were again. Yeah, so it's down in this area here. Let's see if we, you know, at some point maybe some helicopters will fly around. But anyways, let's take a look at this. Hey, thank you guys, and Natalie for the membership. Tracking teams believe they are on Decker's trail. Law enforcement have tracked the subject believed to be Decker to Blue It Pass. We are asking for the public, especially those who live or have cabins in the area, to remain highly vigilant. First off, we here at CCSO want to thank, who cares? Our office recently received a tip from hiking party who stated they spotted a lone hiker in the encampment area who appeared to be ill prepared for track and weather conditions and appeared to be avoiding others. Tracking teams immediately acted upon the information and spotted a lone off-trail hiker from a helicopter near Kulchuk Lake who ran from sight as the helicopter passed. Additional assets were called to the area while they developed a plan to track the individual. Teams later picked up a trail and deployed canines. So when was the sighting on the helicopter, with the helicopter? Was that yesterday? Because we can do a, if we take flight radar here, there's actually a playback thing, and you can go to maybe the 10th. And let's see, 10. Yeah, I don't know. Let's just start playback and then go at like a high rate of speed. You know, maybe we can find a helicopter that flies by. Okay, so it's going at 100 times the speed right now. That's pretty cool though that you can do that, right? I mean, look at that. And I'm going back to the 10th. Is that the day? Can you guys check on that? I thought that was a different person. That was on the 5th they said that. I read that earlier. Okay, there's a helicopter that was here. Okay, what about this one? No, we need something like right there. That one's sort of interesting. I mean, well, shit, look at that. I mean, that's right in the spot. So this N35DK is 100% somebody looking for him. It's right in the spot. And there's Highway 97. It's looping around right in there. So that's definitely one of the planes. I'm just going to put this in there. Wow, so I was looking up here. All the different spots it was at. It's looking all around. Let's just keep going here. Maybe we can see if we can get some more channel memberships, you guys. We've only got 7 tonight. And there he came back again. It looks like. Oh, so he was over there. I guess well, that's kind of interesting that that's in the town. But this is the general area. It's right in here. So we've already done 8 hours worth just now. I guess apparently recently he tried to reconcile with her in the last week, or just coming right up to the day. Yeah, there's a helicopter coming sort of into the area. And another one. This one looks like a better angle coming in. Let's see what that one's doing. That's, We're 10 hours in now. If that was there, we would have seen it, Millennial. I just had it on there live. It wasn't there. I can put it in though. Let's see. Ah. Now they're at halfway through the day, but it's UTC time, so not sure exactly what time that would make that. We're still on the 10th. If I maybe make it go at 300 times speed. Until something shows up in here. Oh. Ah, shoot. I saw those helicopters up there. They're right in that area. All right, I don't want. Let me get back to the article here. It's just too much. Let me see what the video that Zozo sent. Oh yeah, I think that wasn't that a few days ago, that press conference? Let's see. Maybe it's new.
And Chief Jerome Brown with the U.S. Marshal Service will be providing an update on the ongoing investigation involving Travis Decker. At the conclusion of both of their updates, they will be available for about 5 minutes for questions. And with that, I'll welcome Sheriff Morrison.
Thank you, Sergeant. Good afternoon, Chelan County Sheriff Mike Morrison. Again, appreciate all you being here, paying attention. I want to start off as we have in the past, just making sure that we're remembering why we're here.
It looks like Richard
That's
Gere,
Peyton,
kind of.
Evelyn, and Olivia. Their memories continue to motivate us.
Not a dead
continue
ringer,
to inspire
but
our agency
sorta.
to seek justice and be their voice. Our thoughts and prayers go out to their family. We continue to keep in communication with them.
From
make
officer
sure that
and a gentleman.
we've not given up. We've seen the amount of resources that we've deployed over the last 10 days, working with our federal, state, and international partners to ensure that justice is brought for their deaths. So again, I appreciate everyone being here. I want to give an update where we're at with our investigation, how our proceedings are going. At this time, the Chelan County Sheriff's Office is going to deviate our resources
That's
back
what I was thinking, his
to the
eyes,
investigation, working closely with the Chelan County Prosecutor's Office to ensure our case for murder and kidnapping are ready to go, ready to be presented, while our partners with the U.S. Customs and Border Patrol is going to continue to keep their units on the ground, conducting the search, overdoing the search, while we come alongside them. Our U.S. Forest Service deputy is out with them
Or
today,
they're searching for something
also helping
else,
them navigate
Joey.
some of our unique terrain.
You don't know
over
what
the
they're
west end of our
searching
county.
for.
So we have not given up, but we understand that eventually resources start to tire out. This is like a fire that we've seen within our county numerous times. We usually see these teams rotating out after 2 weeks. We understand that we've pushed the men and women of our agency hard, along with the men and women of the Washington State Patrol, FBI, U.S. Marshal Service, Rivercom, our dispatch center also being stressed. So we recognize that we need to be reasonable, need to give them the opportunity to rest up and get ready for the second wave when we come in. Clearly, we understand that our investigation has evolved and it has matured, and with that comes a change in situation, which is going to come a change in tactics. You will see a change in our tactics as we proceed forward. You will not see the amount of resources that we have had out there, but you are seeing a different element of our approach as we continue to track down Travis, following the leads, and making it very clear that every single day Travis is out there, he's going to have to aim for perfection. He's not going to be able to make a mistake, because all we need is one mistake and one day to go in our favor, and he's going to be in our custody. So I hope he's watching. I hope he knows that we haven't given up. But you got to be perfect every single day, Travis. We only have to be perfect one day. So we appreciate the community coming alongside us. We cannot do it without the 80,000 plus citizens of Chelan County that have been a constant eye and vigilant force that we do not have at all times. We also appreciate our partners nationally that have come alongside us, assist us in following up leads. And not only nationally, but we've had partners as far away as Australia and Portugal that have done us the favor of being able to spread Travis's face and likeness throughout the globe to ensure that every single person knows near and far what Travis looks like. When you see him, say something to us. We want to find him. We want to bring him to justice. We want to set up the opportunity for him to stand in front of our courts and our judges and face justice and hear the voices of Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia, whose lives were senselessly taken by evil. That's all it was. We remain committed here at the Chelan County Sheriff's Office with our regional partners, the Douglas County Sheriff's Office, East Wenatchee PD, Wenatchee PD, State Patrol, to continue to pursue justice and make sure their voices are heard. You're going to hear further from our U.S. Marshal partners to kind of elaborate further on how they're going to also assist us in the tracking process. We have not stopped our investigation, and again, we understand that the results from our crime lab processing from the Washington State Patrol, thank you Chief Batiste for your continued assistance on this, are starting to come back. We want to make sure those are properly processed, additional leads and interviews are conducted, and that again, our case is ready to go to court when Travis is brought to justice. So I appreciate your time. I will answer more questions, and I'm going to allow the U.S. Marshal Service to take some further questions from you, the media. But again, I appreciate all of you being here. This is the kind of group effort that's going to take to bring justice to this case. Please make sure you keep their names in your mind and that we bring justice back for those young ladies. Girls is what I've understood the family would like me to refer to them as. But they are deeply in our minds, and we appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff. Chief Brown with U.S. Marshal Service, Eastern District, Washington. Appreciate everybody being here today.
This guy looks better than the last guy. Yeah, but hey, Joey, who cares what they're looking at? Those other helicopters have nothing to do with this, okay? They're not related. There's helicopters all over the place that do all kinds of different things at all the time. All right? Don't keep saying... We don't need to hear about where every single helicopter is.
The community support from our law enforcement partners, which the sheriff has already enumerated, and you as a community has been greatly helpful to us. With that support, we're able to involve ourselves and focus on the fugitive investigation. Part of that is to include deploying our rapidly advancing manhunt program.
Well, there's a helicopter in Afghanistan. We don't know where this guy is.
Funding to support your community, the Sheriff's Department, Border Patrol, and all the other resources so we can navigate the terrain and locate and apprehend the fugitive. We will not stop. We will keep going. He just has to make one mistake, like the sheriff said. We will find him. He will be brought to justice so the community can heal. Thank you.
It's like totally completely different types.
That will take about 5 minutes for questions for either two.
Has Decker left any physical evidence behind in areas that you guys have received tips about?
We have found
indicating that it's him.
We have found items that are of interest to us that perceive that it could be Mr. Decker. We've also continued to follow up with some of his friends and family, and we believe that we're closing in on his trail.
Sheriff Morrison, what can you tell us about yesterday's possible sighting of Lake Pass?
Again, this just emphasizes the importance. If you see something, say something. We're appreciative of those group of hikers that were up there, had more acknowledged us as our flight patterns were up there, and then just the behavior that we saw from the lone hiker did not match. That was typical with everyone else we were seeing up there. So again, that sparked our interest. We did put a ground unit on there to continue tracking the prints that we had. We continue to track that down in Eagles Creek and up in the Valley High area. So again, we appreciate everyone, even on the back trails. You need to remain vigilant, and again, we encourage you not to approach the subject. He is still considered dangerous. But please, we need as much information and help from the public as we can get. As we've seen in the past with other manhunts, it is going to take a group effort in a community in order to bring this to conclusion.
Today we saw a change from yesterday to today. Like you guys was yesterday and everyone was really on edge already. And what about this time?
No, our tactics will still continue. We still have a ground team on there. We have dogs out there that we're tracking leads. We're going through sightings. We're also doing trackings of what we have found with footprints. So nothing has changed from yesterday. We just started to head in a different direction. So until that time, our ground units are still on the ground. We still have resources within the Chelan County Sheriff's Office pursuing that, and we'll continue to hunt. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely, and I've already been in contact with Kittitas County Sheriff Clay Myers this morning. We know that he has resources on the ground as well. There is nowhere that he's going to be able to go that we don't have units waiting for. King County Sheriff's Office has already been here assisting us. Snohomish County, been in touch with Okanagan County. We have Douglas County
I already
Sheriff in
said
close
that,
contact.
Natalie.
We have the Grant County Sheriff today.
What the hell are
He
you
is surrounded.
talking about?
Washington State
I
knows
just
who
said
he
that
is.
10 minutes
We're
ago.
going to continue to be in there, and he's got a lot of ground to cover. Eventually, he's going to tire and he's going to make a mistake.
How confident are you that that lone hiker you guys spotted is Travis?
I said he looks like
We feel
Richard
pretty
Gere
confident
from
that he
Officer
could
and
be
a
in,
Gentleman.
But again, we're not going to ever go out
Right
and
when he
say
showed up on
100%
the screen.
until we have him in our grip.
Jesus. My God. And then we talked about it in the chat for 2 minutes.
Again, Mr. Decker's going to be able to dictate how this ends. We've encouraged him time and time again
Oh
to
my
give
God,
up,
you guys.
do so peacefully.
No,
That's what we're aiming
you're
for.
a day
Again,
late.
Mr. Decker's
There's
going
not,
to be the one who's going to
we're
dictate
not
how
the
this
same. We
ends.
talked about it for 5
We do not
minutes.
just deploy dogs, just to deploy dogs. They're there to assist us in the tracking process, and of course to protect.
What do you mean
the
they found the
handlers.
dog? What
He's
dog?
going to be given the same professional courtesy as any other citizen within Washington State.
Is
and
that the
United
dog, the
States.
blood that they
We're gonna
found from the
follow
dog?
escalation principles that are followed here in Washington State. We're going to communicate. We're going to do contact and cover, maintain our distance.
Why are you
Our
looking up
intent is not
Joey's
to
stuff?
hurt or injure
Why are
him.
you doing that,
It is to
Natalie?
bring him to justice and make sure that he's in good shape so he can face the trial.
It's crazy.
Are there any updated timelines left?
Nope. And again, I've said it before, I don't think the motive would even matter. As far as we see it, 3 young girls have been killed. I don't think the motive is going to matter.
Yeah, who cares? Yeah, there's no reason to kill 3 kids.
We're continuing to reach out and talk to different residents throughout the Valley High and the Ingalls Creek area to see if they do have any cameras mounted at their house. Again, the most recent photos we had is what we've shared, and that was a couple days before he went off grid and, of course, was last seen up the Icicle.
Have there been any found supply caches, reported burglaries, and why do you think Decker is now armed?
I don't think any information put out that he's armed, but I mean, I certainly feel that he is dangerous. If any of you remember the search that we had about a year and a half, 2 years
Man,
ago,
you guys
in
get
Taft
so
County,
crazy.
We recognize that subject was raiding campgrounds.
Thanks,
He broke into
Tina.
the Liberty grocery store. So again, if you're out there and you notice that you have a vacation home out there, a
can
campsite,
pat
we
me
want you to
down.
keep track of your supplies, of your cabins. If you do have things that are
You guys are
missing,
crazy.
even if it's
You
minor
guys are
items.
crazy,
In
man.
that case, in the previous manhunt, we
Jesus.
do know they were just taking a couple items out of coolers, but it was those campers that were attentive and realizing how many supplies they had. This could be a way that he could continue his path out there.
What is the biggest challenge right now for you guys?
Terrain. I mean, we have a very unique terrain when you get to the west end of our county. Again, I mentioned it before, 87% of our county is not accessible by road. If you go out there, it's steep terrain. It's heavily wooded. It's not the easiest to access. We have the Pacific Crest Trail, but another unique feature we do have in our favor is that we are a tourist destination. So we have a lot of people out there also recreating on those trails. So we're encouraging them, if you are going to come here, of course, be safe, but help us be those additional eyes and let him know that he has no safe spot to go.
Sheriff, was there a barricaded suspect situation last night on Dyatlov Pass that was in that neighborhood at all?
We did get a call of a potential subject that was in a residence up in the Valley High area. Based off the information we got from our sergeant that briefed the administration here, that did not come out to be a valid call. But again, we're going to continue to handle every single lead that we get as a valid complaint. New tactics as in searching and or in how we contact people. Okay. So, I mean, anyone that has been following Washington state law over here over the last several years, of course, we have Washington State's de-escalate Washington, which was I-940. And, of course, it's just how we contact. I mean, we're going to control our pace when we're out there. We're working on contact and cover officers. We've invested heavily, thanks to our county commissioners and other federal partners, with less lethal tools. Again, we're not looking to injure anybody. We just want to take the subject into custody and make sure he stands trial.
And I know there's state and local and federal agencies. Are you guys working with Canadian?
You talk about which partners we have? Sorry, give a little bit of background. Yeah.
Are you guys working with any Canadian agencies?
I did have contact today with some enforcement agents up in Canada. We continue to work with our prosecutor's office on that front. But again, we've appreciated all the assistance we've had internationally and nationally assisting us. I mean, we're a medium-sized agency, and we recognize without the support of our partners federally, state, and locally, we certainly would have a unique challenge that I don't think we'd be able to take on by ourselves. So we're thankful for that.
One more question, please. One more.
Icicle Road was already opened back up. I know the U.S. Forest Service, who's also been one of our partners we've been communicating with, has put out in their press releases that the enchantments is open again. Again, we'd encourage people to be cautious when they're out there. It is a very wide open terrain, and now you have the potential of a subject who is perceived to be dangerous out there as well that's unaccounted for. So come prepared and know that if there's lots of other places here in Washington State you can recreate. Of course, we want you to come here and visit Chelan County, but if you do so, please be careful. We appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
Okay. With that, we'll conclude today's press conference. For our media partners that are here, if you haven't, I have a media contact list. I'd like to have.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's Jenny Penny. Her mom just recently passed away. I mean, man, she can't she can't win for losing, man. It's just unbelievable. She was just starting her own business back up again, and then she had to drive all the way back to like across the country. And when she got there, her mom like passed away, and nobody knew it. And so it was kind of very similar to Hackman's story. And then when she just got there, she found her mom's dog dead, and police didn't even find the damn thing. Jeez, unbelievable. Yeah, it's just crazy, just one after another. Her dad was killed by some nut job, and she spent all these years trying to get that person thrown in prison, and succeeded. And just finally getting over that, starting her own business, and then boom. Unbelievable. You know, getting her business going again. Just bad, really shitty, just crap. But hey guys, we're not quite at the goal yet, so if we need another like 10 channel memberships. You guys think you guys can do that as a group? Get 10 of those suckers? I think that would work. Yeah. This must be during a busy time of day here, a lot more activity. That plane looks like a searcher. Thanks, M10. That's her texting me right now. Alright. No. Dallas, no. I just mentioned somebody totally different. No, Dallas. Were you not paying attention to the show? I said Jenny Penny. Somebody totally different, unrelated, not connected whatsoever. She's one of the moderators here. That's just wild. How did you jump in with that? That's just crazy. Try to focus, you know. Just wild stuff. Let me go over this one right here. Okay, 9 more. We need 9 more channel memberships. The search for a father of 3 accused of killing his daughters has narrowed in on a remote mountain trail in Washington State after hikers tipped off police. Travis Decker, 32, is accused of killing his daughters, Peyton, 9, Evelyn, 8, and Olivia Decker, 5, whose bodies were found at a campsite in Leavenworth after he failed to return them to their mother in Wenatchee following a scheduled 3-hour visit. A tip from hikers has given police new hope on finding Decker alive after witnesses reported a lone person who appeared to be ill prepared for the conditions. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office said Tuesday that tracking teams responded immediately, and a helicopter crew spotted an off-trail hiker on their own near Kolchak Lake in a popular Cascade Range backpacking area called the Enchantments. I mean, I don't even know how you would even remotely think about killing like such, you know, I mean, it's just amazingly shitty. Like, how could somebody even do that? Yeah, I think we covered a lot of this stuff, but look at that's what it looks like up there where they're searching. That's when he went to pick them up. It's a picture of him, but look at, like, that's what these trackers are doing. They're probably looking at the footprints. And God, what a nightmare for the mom specifically. Just not sure what these are. That's something totally different. That looks like a related plane right there. It's right in the area. 469 RV. And it kind of flew up through that 97 area. Now it's up here. I think a lot of this they're probably doing, like, using night vision, etc. Authorities believe they spotted ex-soldier Travis Decker, who was wanted in death of 3 daughters. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office said in a Facebook post Tuesday that tracking teams responded immediately and helicopter crews spotted a hiker near Kolchak Lake. He had failed to return the girls to their mother. Why would AP ask for, you know, you know what AP, I sent an AP a message, I go, how much would it cost to be able to have your, you know, stream your live streams that you have on YouTube, like as a monthly, and they go, well, just to be open with you, it's 6 figures to have access to our live streams on YouTube a year. And I was like, wow, no thanks. And then right here, they're wanting a donation for their, you know, channel or whatever it is. I mean, it's crazy, you know, Associated Press. Right, but you guys heard what I said a minute ago. We need 9 more channel memberships. We got to try to reach the goal. Yesterday was 40%, and the day before that wasn't great, and today we're not at it, and I'm kind of nervous about the rest of the month. So if you guys can please consider supporting the channel, that would be great. We're just trying to hang in there. If you guys like what I do, that'd be great. All right, let me go to this other. There's another killer dad who strangled his 3 gorgeous daughters to death, hides a chilling secret, brother reveals. Travis Decker, now missing in Washington State wilderness after allegedly murdering his 3 daughters, had a history of escalating violence, according to his brother, who revealed Travis' violent reaction when his family attempted to hold an intervention. Thomas, 35, told the Daily Mail exclusively that his brother's actions are unrecognizable from when they were children and begged him to stop this evil and turn himself in after the bodies of his children, Peyton, 9, Evelyn, 8, and Olivia, 5, were found near Rock Island Campground. Natalie, can you quit referring to Joey, please? He's just throwing out every helicopter known to man, okay? I don't know why you keep doing it up there. It's bizarre. Thomas, 35, told the Daily Mail exclusively that his brother's actions are unrecognizable. Authorities started the search for the 3 little girls after they failed to return home from a scheduled visit with their father on May 30th. 3 days later, they were found suffocated with plastic bags over their heads and bound with zip ties, the Chelan County Sheriff's Office confirmed. Shortly after, a no-bail arrest warrant was issued for Travis, 32, on 3 counts of first-degree murder and 3 counts of kidnapping. Well, I'm just telling you the truth, Joey. You threw out a bunch. You like every helicopter flying around anywhere within 1,000 miles. You keep claiming Yeah, you know, hey, maybe he's over there. Maybe he's over. I mean, come on. We can all do that. I can do the same thing. It's ridiculous. All right. So if you have some helicopters up in the precise general area, that would be great. Now, sure, it's obviously possible that he forced somebody to drive him to Portland, etc. I know. Isn't that crazy? They said it costs 6 figures. That's 100,000 or more to have access to their live feeds. What a joke. Yeah, you know what? They obviously searched those areas for 5 days and he was still there. So you got it wrong, Joey. You got it wrong, buddy. He's able to hide. He knows what he's doing. Well, apparently he has little stashes that he puts out there. I mean, what I'm trying to get to, guys, if you get the other 9 channel memberships, I'll donate 5 myself, okay? That's what I'm trying to get to. Let's see. Tracking teams immediately acted upon the information and spotted a lone off-trail hiker from a helicopter near Kolchak Lake who ran from the site. But Thomas tells the Daily Mail he does not know if his younger brother will surrender when confronted by law enforcement. I mean, that's him right there. I honestly do not know, he said. We have not been so disconnected for the last 3 years. We have been so disconnected for the last 3 years. I hope it is over soon. We know there's a lot of people, not just within the family, but outside the family, that wants closure with this. Heartbroken, Thomas describes how growing up together, being only 2.5 years apart, they were best friends. We did everything together. We hunted. I wonder if, I mean, I don't know if he has like PTSD or some crazy... Yeah, nobody knows anything, Joey, but we're just going to try to assume that he's still kind of in the general area like they believe. I'm not going to look at helicopters flying around in Tennessee, all right? Or Portland, or any, you know, there's helicopters all over the place. It's just wild, man. It's wild. I understand your enthusiasm, and, you know, you could miraculously be right, but I don't have time to go on the wild goose chases like that. That's not interesting to me. It's just like, oh, ooh, look, there's a helicopter in Portland. Yay! And then what does it mean? Nothing, because nobody said anything. And so it's a waste of time to go look at it. Now, you might think it's fun, and you might want to go do that, and go ahead. I'm not keeping you from doing that. In fact, I think it'd be great if you would go check flight radar off, and maybe tomorrow check back in and let us know what you found, all right? Yeah, they found his truck. Now, Thomas says now, a little over 3 years ago, he found out that he was being stationed at Joint Base Lewis McChord just outside Tacoma, Washington, a 3-hour drive from Wenatchee, Washington, where Travis lived with his wife, Whitney, and their 3 daughters. Thomas made a call to his brother. Initially, Travis was excited about the news that we were going to be finally living in the same state after all these years. I was excited. I have young kids, and Travis has 3 girls. I thought we all could connect with our wives and kids. Then, after I moved out, I called Travis on the phone. He appeared distant and uninterested. I was taken back by his demeanor. Months later, I found out that Travis and Whitney were getting a divorce. He was still living in the house, but every time I spoke with him, it's hard to explain, but he couldn't communicate with him. He insisted, he listened, but wasn't listening. Then Thomas found out that Travis was starting to abandon his family. I told him, You can't leave your family like this. People get divorced all the time. If you're not happy in your marriage, that's okay. But your kids do not deserve this. Just because you are getting a divorce doesn't allow you to forgo your potential obligations. Thomas said at one point he and his father staged an intervention with Travis at his house. Whitney took the girls away for the afternoon, and Thomas and their father showed up at Travis's house. We were trying to help him. We had hoped to have a good conversation with him, to ask him if he needed anything and any help, financial or otherwise. We are family. We want to help and see what we can do to get him back on track. But things didn't go well. He tried to resort to violence because we were not supposed to be there, and we just showed up unannounced, said Thomas, who refused to elaborate further but clarified there was no physical violence. A year later, when their mother died in 2023, Thomas reached out to check on his younger brother and asked him if he wanted any of her possessions. Again, whatever I said fell on deaf ears. By this time, he and Whitney were divorced, and he wasn't paying child support nor fulfilling his parental obligations. But Thomas said he had eventually cut off Travis, adding that he was spreading lies about me. I just no longer wanted to deal with it. I have worked hard for what I have accomplished, and I did not want his lies to ruin my career or anything else. So I told myself I would not communicate with him anymore. And to cut him off was tough. We grew up together. He is my baby brother. We did a lot of things together, and I thought we were going to be a big, happy family, take our kids on trips, be uncles and dads. It's tough now, knowing that that will never be the case. Thomas last saw Whitney and the 3 girls about 1 week before they were murdered. We were being transferred again, and we were going to be driving near where they lived, so we spent a night in Wenatchee. We got a hotel, and the girls came swimming, and we had a little pizza party. We laughed and played and just caught up on conversations, normal family stuff. Whitney told my wife that she still wanted Travis to find help, but she never mentioned that she was concerned about her and her daughter's safety around Travis. Travis was still attending the girls' sporting events, but he still was not financially providing for the girls. Thomas said nothing was out of the ordinary with Whitney, adding, what if he knew of any potential danger? We would have acted upon it. We did not get any vibe Whitney had concern of potential violence. Whitney told Thomas that Travis had been going to a therapist and trying to get help. Once he started doing better, she told Thomas he stopped going. Thomas said he can't speak on whether or not his brother had PTSD, saying, I don't know. I mean, everybody gets affected from different things differently. There are people in the military that can see the worst things, and they're fine. And there are people that go to the office every day and they are out, whatever the hell that means. And every day and they're out. And there's people that go to the office. I think that meant to say not. Thomas said at the time they were originally speaking, they had plans to hang out. Travis was out of the military by this time. Then all of a sudden he changed. I don't know what changed or why. It is something I have been trying to figure out these past 3 years. Travis was an infantryman in the U.S. Army from March of 2013 to July 2021, deployed to Afghanistan for 4 months in 2014, He has training in navigation, survival, and other skills, authorities said. He once spent more than 2 months living in the backwoods off the grid. The guy on the wanted poster for murdering my 3 nieces is not my brother. I know, said Thomas. I can't even comprehend what is going on. I am in complete shock that he would do something like this. He loves his daughters, at least I thought he did, and Whitney is devastated beyond belief. Oh my God, yeah, she'll never get over that. Thomas said that part of him, if given a chance to talk to his brother, wants to ask Travis why. Why did he do this? But he does not think Travis would be honest, asking, can you trust someone that did something like this to give you an honest answer? Thomas said he is cooperating with law enforcement, speaking to them just days before his interview with Daily Mail. They wanted to know anything I knew about Travis, other phone numbers, email addresses, or dislikes, and what his habits are, etc. They wanted to get an idea of who he is. A GoFundMe page is set up to help the girls, and they've already raised $1.2 million. As for Thomas, he just wants to... Well, what is that? What's the $1.2 million for? I mean, they're not alive. I mean, what do you... It's set up to help the girl's mother raise... I mean, okay, but I mean... I don't know. That's kind of weird. As for Thomas, he just wants to put this all to rest. I hope this is over soon, and so we can start the healing process and get some semblance of closure. I mean, it doesn't cost $1.2 million to do funerals, Daphne. I mean, wasn't that obvious before you answered the question? Hey, thanks, Richard Watts. Yep, sure will be, Hex Lab. Alright, we still need 8 more channel memberships, you guys. We're currently at 2 hours and 27 minutes. It'd be nice to get those 8 more in before another 30 minutes is up. I'm trying to cover other cases. Yeah, that's obvious, Daphne. I mean, but at this point, I mean, 1.2 million, it's just kind of bizarre. There's a lot of other cases and so forth at this point that could need help trying to get solved. It's weird how how it's like that out there. So, let's see, where's that? Maybe we can try see if there's any audio coming in now. Let's take a look at the flight radar again. Have to figure out how to get there again. There's an airport there. Yeah, of course people want to help, but it's like it's a total waste of time at that point. I mean, at some point, it'd be great if, well, maybe she starts like a foundation or something to help other, something. Usually that's what parents do. You know, I mean, I understand people like, yeah, you know, they want to go out and do that, but when you look at the number, you're like, oh man, maybe I should donate to some other organization. You know?
51. K51, 2200.
Hopefully you should start something like some sort of a foundation, you know, like I don't know what it would be, but like domestic violence or something in their name. I didn't, nobody said that, M10. Where do you guys come up with your logic? Nobody said anything about no, it wouldn't cost $150,000 for burial, M10. It's like about 7,000. So it'd be about 21,000. And it also isn't, you know, nobody said anybody was grifting. I just said it's crazy how, like, you know, you always see these cases out there where there's one sort of a case and then people are like, you know, $20 million, and then there's another case that's sort of similar to it, and hardly anybody donated to them at all. I mean, this one has 1.2 million, and there's other cases that are similar, but they never get anywhere near anything like that. So I don't know what makes it different than the other ones, but I guess it's sort of similar, like in here. Some nights we do good, and some nights the channel does absolutely terribly for no particular reason at all. So that's a 1.2 million for living expenses? Wow. That'd be like 10 years worth. It's about 7,000, Daphne. Sorry for your confusion. Let's see.
K27 Rivercom, out of service. K27, 2202.
Yeah. Here, let me just show this on the screen right here.
Production 12 status.
The average cost of a funeral in the United States is around $7,848. I'm sorry, you guys, I was off by $848.
What actually 12 status? One cause a DUI, no minors.
It's definitely not 50,000. I can tell you that.
DUI 2203.
All right.
27 Rivercom, clear to see. 2203.
I know, not weird, Zoza. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. I think in this case, there's a few factors. It's like you've got these really cute kids, and you can understand how devastating it is for the mother. But I think the cuteness factor of the kids plays a massive role in the amount that was given. I think if these were like the same exact scenario and it was some kind of drug family and the kids weren't really, you know, the cutest kids in the world, it just wouldn't be anywhere near the numbers. And that's what's kind of strange, how that works like that. It's not cool. Mm-hmm. Huh? Yeah. Anyways, it seems really dead in here again. It's just like nobody's typing, nobody's doing anything. It's just... Man, it's just tough. We still need 8 more channel memberships, you guys, so that I can donate the 5. I'm just trying to reach the goals. We got a lot of stuff we got to still fund this year. Maybe if I was a little cuter. That doesn't make any sense, Richard. Yeah, it's not $150,000 for a funeral. No. Or 50 even. It's not even close. So, just saying. You can come up with your own story if you want to, but it isn't. And that's really not what I was saying. I just said, wow, that's just that's a huge amount. Remember like Molly Tibbetts, for example? No, it's not 15 either. Remember Molly Tibbetts? I just put it on the screen. It's 7,800. She got like, remember it was like $300,000 was raised for like a reward fund in the Molly Tibbetts case. And it was just crazy. I mean, I think it was even more than that. It was wild. Yeah, at the most it'd be 15 if you really just like went all out and got a huge, you know, marble gravestones. And yeah, well, the scanners are usually pretty loud, Amber. You know, it's weird, isn't it? Now it definitely seems like he's kind of was moving down like this, and you know, he did make it closer to that Highway 97. So you know, at some point, if he hijacked a car or something like that, or commandeered a car, or just stole a car, or broke into one, and you know, he could be anywhere. But does that mean we look at every single hovering helicopter in the United States? Yeah, but that would be like 10 here, Zozo.
I bet you want to ask the topic. Hi, Betty. West to Milepost 114, Adam Robert, 0059, via Washington boat trailer. Hi, Betty, 2207.
No, it's 5,800 in 2024. Yep. But apparently, some people believe it's 50,000 per person. That's man. I'm not sure what kind of funeral you guys are throwing. Like you buying a Tesla and putting him in that, and it just. The pool I swam in while living there was very close to the house on King Road. Hey, cool, Emily. Good night. Pray. Are you saying gray or pray? I don't know what that means. Yeah. So it doesn't look like we're gonna reach that goal tonight. So 2 nights in a row. Didn't make it. So I am going to call it a night, you guys. We're at 2 hours and 39 minutes. I don't know where this guy is. There's no helicopters flying around in this general area. I'm sure if we go all the way over here and find a helicopter, let's see. Oh, there's one right there. How do we know this isn't him right there? Look at that. Look at this guy. I mean, we don't know. This one is... Wow, I mean, holy crap, there's a helicopter flying there. Look at, there's another one right there. How do we know he's not right below that helicopter? Right here, he's just hiding right there. And look at, there's another one. Maybe he's right there, you guys. We don't know. He could be crawling on all fours in that field at this point. Oh, hell, look at, there's one right there, too. Hell, you might be walking along this highway here, hitchhiking. No, look at, there's one right there, too. Whew. Wow, you just never know. Oh, wait, but it's way up here, so, That was pretty good. I caught 4 fish. I caught 3 small largemouth bass and a pretty big bluegill.
GO21, 2210.
Yeah, I mean, if there's caves or just covering himself in a way that can't be spotted, he knows how to do all that stuff.
Rivercom 1FG North. Traffic event. Actually, it was going to be right. Was just going to advise that. 2211.
So did the jury get the case in the Daybell case? Anyways, thanks for those who chose to support the channel. I appreciate it. So thank you to Sandy Shirley, Georgina Stoliker, and thanks everybody who was watching. But man, it's tough not making the goals. Georgina Stoliker, Amber Maiden, Leanne Bell, Ted Bundy. Then we had Cheryl Moran with, I think, 2 different cat eyes. So she kind of made up like 40% of anyway. So we would have just absolutely been crushed without that. Then Allie Cake, Little Puppy Paws, Sandy Shirley, Cheryl Moran, then Kimberly Gabbleton, Michelle H, M10, Allie Cake, Shay 530, Lisa L, Cheryl Moran again, Allie Cake, Georgina Soliker, Little Puppy Paws, Dixie Hippie, then Cheryl Moran with another cat eye. Then we had Lisa L, and then we had Natalie, then we had Cheryl Moran, Tina Humphrey, M10, Richard Watts. Oh, look at Zozo gifted a membership. All right, you guys, 7 more. We'll if you guys do it, I'll donate 5 myself. I just need to get to the goal. It doesn't seem like it should be that difficult, but it has been. So we need 7 more of those. I'll tell you what, if you guys do 4 more, I'll do it. All right? I'll donate 5 if you guys do 4 more. How's that sound? Yep, 4 more. That's mathematically. I don't know. She made pretty good arguments though the other day, didn't she? I mean, the one who seems more likely is Melanie. That's the one. 4 more, you guys. It could be 4 memberships or 4 5s, whatever it is. That'll get us to the goal, and I'll donate the 5 memberships. Are we not going to make that happen? Yeah, she's definitely. Well, I think that makes her even more diabolical in these cases. Oh, there you go. Look at that. 3 more then. 3 more. Now, Melanie Gibb is absolutely who I would say is, like if I was going to pin it on somebody else, she left out a couple times where she could have easily done that. Like literally pointed right to her, but she didn't do it. All right, so what did I say? So just 2 more now, right? Is that right? Thank you, Sandy Shirley. Yeah, we just need 2 more channel memberships, then I'll donate 5. Yeah, I mean, I wonder though if the jury's going to be... It might take a while to decide because they might be thinking... I mean, the problem is you have the part with the Jeep being... the seat taken out and stuff like that. That's really damning stuff. But I think it's only 2 more now, right? Because you... because Sandy Shirley... It was 3 after you, and then Sandy Shirley did 1. It's either 2 channel memberships or 2 5s, and then or 1 person doing 10, and then I'll donate 5.
Wenatchee North, missing person.
Nope, there's 1 by Lisa L. Thank you. And Mr.
11
Coliseum
Northwestern
got that
Avenue,
one.
number 28. 10-year-old has been gone for approximately 10 minutes now.
And thank you to Ferry66. Welcome, I mean, and El Gotta Know. Or I Gotta Know. El Gotta Know. El Gotta Know. Shit. That's right. One more, you guys. Made it a slam. Yeah, the storage unit video is the one piece that goes, oh, look at that. They removed the seat so that he could do the shooting. And that's hard to recover from that. That's like, you know, the DNA on the knife sheath type of thing. It's like, oh boy, you know. And so she might have all the other stories, but man, the case agent seemed like an idiot. You know?
Riverhound, 1K47. He's described as a white male, blonde and blue, 4'9", approximately 125 to 130. Last seen wearing a light blue t-shirt, brown camo cargo shorts, and Bob pull-on shoes.
Oh, that's what it says.
That's the same as the Sawyer collar.
I see you before you see me. Okay.
22-7.
All right, guys, we still need the 1. Who's going to do the 1? The last one up there. You can do it. I just want to reach a goal after missing it basically 2 nights in a row. It was only ad revenue that got us over the hump the night before. I don't know. I think Google's way less powerful than the video of them doing that.
Riverhound, 1K47. The RP's advising that there's another female out looking for him right now. She's in a tan Jeep Wrangler 4-door.
What do you think? What was
this is very unlike the juvenile. He's...
What's the part about the Google search that you thought was the most damning? Huh? Who's Ray? What are you talking about? Alright, we just need 1 more, you guys. I'm not sure why it's so difficult in here these days. It's wild. Yeah, open the door for them. I mean, the judge helped her out multiple times so that she didn't open the door to her past convictions. Hello. 1 more. Then I'll donate 5. Yeah, at least he'd always kind of keep her from saying, But I think they were sometimes a little overly harsh on, the rulings and stuff on, the objections and all that. Yeah, well, I mean, you see it on tape removing the seat. Well, there you go. Tina Humphrey did it. All right, now let me go up to here. And no, trolls, it isn't free to gift 5 after you've given away your freebie. You get 10 freebies to give away at the start of the month. But they think that at the start of the month, they think that every one that I give away is free. Hey, my voice sounds kind of different. Let me see. Hold on. Tell me if it sounds totally different when I switch over. Now, does it sound different now? Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Does that sound better? It sounded kind of tinny, or like echoey or something. I'm trying to do it. Hold on. What's going on? It's just clocking away. I'm trying to do that right there. It's clocking and clocking and clocking. I'm trying to do the gifted 5. Man, KK, thanks for joining in the conversation tonight. The only thing you commented on was, oh, it sounded the same. The entire night. One comment. That's it. Entire night. One comment. Let me try it again. That's it. I guess it does kind of sound the same. Let's see. Let me put another... let me try that again. Yeah. 5. Yeah, it just keeps clocking over here. It has nothing to do with top chat. It's just clocking. It was top chat on the other. I just loaded up the stream again. On mine, it's live chat. Has nothing to do with being able to donate. All right, let me try this again. It's not loading up for some reason. Let's see. Let me get to the YouTube studio. So here's the stream on YouTube. And then right here, membership gift. So here's the stream on YouTube. 5. And then right here, and it just sits there and clocks. Look at that. Normally it just goes right to something. Well, if somehow it doesn't work, I'll give them tomorrow. I don't know what's going on. It's just clocking and clocking and clocking. Anybody else have that problem? Look at it, it's just clocking. Like, what's going on? Yeah, let me try, I don't know, maybe I'll try, let me try using Firefox or something. Maybe that'll work. Maybe Firefox will work. Good night, I see you before you see me. You know, I'm a little bit curious. You guys think that Israel's going to attack Iran? Because we actually sent out orders to a lot of the people, our own embassy workers and people over there to leave in that area. So, you know, something could be coming down here. What do you guys think? Yeah, it makes sense. You can't let Iran, a nutjob religious cult country, to have nukes. Yeah, it's not going to work. All right, let's see. Here we go.
Introducing Iron Beam.
Will it work here? Membership gifting. 5. Wait. Oh! There we go. Yeah, it worked on Firefox, just not on... That's crazy. Isn't that weird? Like, Chrome just screws up a lot. But Firefox, boom, there you go. We got one to D. Vincent, Taylor, Nana, Mary. Oh, you Notorious Nance? I see you before you see me? Is that you? Are you Notorious Nance? I like Notorious Nance. What happened to that name? I was actually, well, thank you guys for getting to the, getting to a goal tonight. Just barely got there, but at least it was a goal, so that's good. There's definitely helicopters up there. Where? I'm actually live on here. Yeah, there's none. See? Yeah, well, it was the lowest end of a goal, M10, so yeah, it was like, we've done so much better than that on different nights. But hey, at least we did it, What do you mean, Natalie? Where are they? What are you talking about? I'm not sure what you're saying. Where is I see you before you see me? Well, hey, good to see you. I was actually thinking about you the other day. Just wondering how you're doing and everything. How are you doing? By the way, she's a really cool person. We went and remember that one case, that crazy case in Beaverton where this high school student, I don't even know what happened to that case, by the way. That was just wild. He just kidnapped a girl, assaulted her, and her body was found there in this creek. And I did a 360-degree video right at the crime scene with the markers still on the ground and everything. And her and her daughter came out and, we all went out and looked around and stuff. And then just recently, that other case with the serial killer nurse in Oregon, that guy, there's something weird going on with that guy. What are you talking about, Joey? All right, let's see. See, when you type it in, it doesn't go right to the plane. Like, you put it up here, and it didn't do anything. See? You gave me the wrong numbers. See? It didn't go there. What do you mean, okay, kinda? What do you mean? Yeah, Melissa Jubade. Yeah, you didn't give me the right number there. Okay, whatever, Joey. Give me a break. It wasn't on the screen that we were watching, so should have been right around in this area here. It wasn't there. You're full of crap, man. It's not even on this. It's not even up here. I just typed it in. The numbers you gave me, the call sign, whatever the hell you gave me, doesn't even show up. Give me a better one. Look, R0, I cut and pasted what you said, and it's not even there. It's just it doesn't exist. You gave me the wrong one, Joey. So I can't look up historical flights. Man from Beaverton that hit the motorcycle rider, cut his bracelet off. Okay. I don't know what that means. You mean the guy running around which one are you referring to, Zozo? No one else looked at it. It's not there, Joey. That flight doesn't exist. R0, whatever you typed in chat didn't work. So if you can find the correct call sign or whatever you want, flight number, let me know, okay? But if you keep typing in without giving me that, then we're going to have to time you out or something. Because you just keep typing and typing, and you're not fixing the error that you gave us. I don't know about the road rage guy. I never heard of it. Yeah. Oh, I see when you said kind of. Oh, cool. All right, yeah. He jumped his bond? Who did? Oh, you're talking about the road rage guy again. Well, you seem like it because you didn't. Where's the number? I know you swear on everything, but you know how you can do like historical flights on here? The flight number you gave me doesn't show up. Okay, let's try that again. Is that a 0 or a 2? Or a 0 or an O? Yeah, see, it doesn't show up on here. It doesn't exist as a flight. Now let me change that to a... Let me try that. Okay, now let's change it to a 0. R09, I don't know. That one doesn't, the 0 is the only one that showed up stuff, but it didn't have that number. So, unfortunate. Yeah, there's like a series of like R0, RO201, etc., but not that number. Okay, I won't even look it up if it comes back, man, because you should be able to look it up because there's prior flights. It doesn't exist. This guy looks interesting here. This, I mean, it's flying right over, the areas in here. That doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. It's not there, man. Look, I just typed it in. Can you see that? No match found. Try checking the spelling. It doesn't exist. Tell me where it is. Maybe I can find it on the screen. Where is it? Vancouver, what? Washington? Canada, what? Oh, this guy. R-O, well, huh. That is that number, but for some reason it doesn't exist. You said just west, but it's east. Okay, what makes you think that they're looking for him? Just because there's all this circling going on, that's him somehow? Yeah, it didn't come up on search, but there it is. I see it at the top. R0 or 2922 at the top of the screen right there. Oh God, he floated downstream. Give me a break, man. Well, it doesn't show up on the search though, Joey. So, you know. And what's this guy? This helicopter is 34 years old. It's kind of almost about ready to overlap down here. I don't know. I mean, why am I looking at this? there's helicopters. Look at this. There's 10 right here. There's this one. This one. Look. Oh, wow. How about this one? R0332, everybody. Look at this. Wow. Oh, look at this one. Oh, what about right here? You could easily be right there. You see how that one was flying around? And then we've got this guy. And then we've got this one. And we've got this one, and we've got this one. And what was he doing? And then we've got this one here. Holy crap, he definitely did a circle right there. Could be right there. Look how many helicopters there are right here. Are you telling me that none of these are looking for that guy? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... 7, 8. Oh, did you see? Oh. He floated downstream. He floated downstream. He got, hey, listen, everybody. He got on an inner tube all the way up by, I mean, it was amazing. One of the greatest inner tube rides in history. He got into one of these little, this little creek area here, floated down some stream, and then made his way all the way through wherever, you know, down here, somehow made his way to the Columbia River, and then, there he is. R02922. Maybe there's something else going on up here. I can just see him sitting in an inner tube, his legs hanging over one end. He's, you know, cracking open, drinking a Coors Light, but he went like 180 miles on an inner tube all the way down, and they're looking for him. I mean, the fact that you said maybe he floated downstream. Wow. That tells me all I need to know at that point. I think this guy might be looking for something here. I mean, look at this. Here's that. You know, just look at this look here. See this right here, that look? And then just kind of look at Highway 97 and that shape right there. And if we go over here, look, it flew right over that spot on Highway 97. I mean, look. So here's where the track to Blewett Pass is right there. And so that would be the bottom of it. Let's see where that was again. So he was right there. So I don't know. I mean, maybe this is just doing one pass, doing a night vision, you know, infrared kind of thing, but maybe not. It just happened to be flying over that specific area. If it had flown, well, I mean, who knows? Maybe they tracked him up north more. But it seems like you would start doing, you know, you would turn around, come back, do multiple passes if it was really. Mm-hmm. I just said that, Joey. Do you ever pay attention? Wow, you sound like a nut job. I think I'm gonna have to time Joey out. We gotta get rid of all the comments. They're just crazy Looney Tune stuff. So maybe come back after the show's over, right? Rare up there, over here. No, they're all over the place. I think he's walking around. If he survived 8 days already, why would he do something to himself? I guess if he got cornered and he felt trapped, he might do that. But I don't know. I don't think so. I think their orders are probably take him out if you see, you know, like if there's any possible. Yeah, I was just thinking of something else actually right there. Remember that one case years ago? It was probably like in 2012 or 13 or maybe even like 14. There was this blonde girl. For some reason I can't remember her name, but she was abducted by like her uncle, and then when the FBI found her out there, they shot him. Like he was just standing there, and they just kind of took him out really quick, because prior he had killed her mom and her brother in a house, burned the house, and I guess prior to that had him play Russian roulette and stuff. I mean, it was really crazy stuff. Do you guys remember that case? It was a pretty big one at the time, but it was so long ago. If that case was today, that's another one that would be huge. What the hell was her name? Hold on. Uncle kidnapped her and killed her mother and brother. James Lee DiMaggio, a family friend. DiMaggio was suspected of, that's what it was, Hannah Anderson. That's right, it was James Lee DiMaggio. It was a family friend, not an uncle. Yeah, it was Hannah Anderson. That's crazy. That's so great. AI is good stuff, man. This is her right here. Do you remember that? This lady? Or a girl here? And it was this guy. What year, when was this? It was 2013. Yeah, that was wild. That was one of the ones I was really into. I mapped it all out at all, way out in the mountains. I wonder if it's still on Google Earth. Let's see. That'd be crazy. Hannah Anderson. I don't know if I have that or not. That's so long ago. I'm not sure if I was keeping. Another DiMaggio, huh? Yeah, that was a big one. It was so crazy. DiMaggio was a family friend, not Hannah's uncle by blood. However, the media and the family themselves referred to him as Uncle Jim. Okay. I thought that's what I thought. Okay. Due to his close relationship with the family, there have been other cases of girls being kidnapped or killed by their uncles, but the circumstances may differ. For example, the case of Jamie Kloss involved a man who kidnapped her and killed. We covered that one too. So this is weird. Look at it. Kidnapped California
For
teen.
the first time, a father is speaking out.
Kidnapped California teen Hannah Anderson was unaware that her mother and 8-year-old brother had been killed and was held under extreme duress until she was rescued by FBI agents. So that person also was spotted by other hikers and people on horseback. It was the first time authorities directly said Anderson, 16, unwillingly went with James DiMaggio. So a lot of people thought that she was part of killing the mother and brother and went off with this guy, who was a family friend. Throughout the tense 6-day manhunt, I remember there was this place called like Ask Something, and she was on there, and she actually responded to one of my questions, but it was wild. There was this Ask FM is what it was called, and she answered all these questions that people had. And after that was over, I go, yeah, she had, I didn't think she had anything to do with it before that, but she was on there. It says, throughout the tense 6-day manhunt, which spanned thousands of miles, Anderson was kept in the dark about the deaths of her mother, Christina Anderson, 44, and her brother Ethan. It wasn't until after the interview process that an FBI forensic interviewer broke the tragic news to the teen. DiMaggio is suspected of killing Anderson's mother and brother, setting their house on fire, and abducting Anderson on August 4th. A tip from a group of horseback riders, see, this is similar to this case, led to the rescue of Anderson at a remote camp spot near Moorhead Lake, about 75 miles north of Boise, Idaho, on Saturday. Members of the FBI hostage rescue team were dropped off via helicopter. I mean, this is right out of some, crazy movie at this point. And climbed near vertical terrain for 2.5 hours before they moved in on DiMaggio's campsite, a federal law enforcement source said. While few details of the rescue have been revealed, Anderson told authorities that DiMaggio fired at least one shot at the agents, prompting them to shoot and kill the suspect. Anderson was reunited with her father in Idaho and returned home to San Diego County late Sunday night. Brett Anderson, Hannah's father, thanked authorities and asked for privacy for his family at a news conference today. Many details, including the circumstances and motives surrounding the double murder and abduction, remained unclear even to authorities. We're continuing this investigation so we can answer all the possible questions. But he added, we might never know some of these answers. A group of horseback riders who spotted Anderson and DiMaggio on a hiking trails in Idaho said today that Anderson had a lot of fear in her eyes that led them to report the sighting to police and ultimately led Anderson to Anderson's rescue. Two couples were horseback riding in the No Return Wilderness in Gem County, Idaho on Wednesday when they saw Anderson and DiMaggio I remember that's right, like she was made to walk or something on the side of a trail and tried to chat with them to exchange pleasantries. They were extremely quiet, didn't want to engage in any kind of conversation, kind of had a bad look on their face. Mark John, one of the horseback riders, I remember those interviews. That's so weird, all the stuff coming back to me now. Horseback riders and a former sheriff deputy from Gem County told Good Morning America today. I seen a lot of fear in her eyes. That's right, she was even on some shows afterwards. They were extremely quiet. I seen a lot of fear in her eyes, and I didn't like what I'd seen in his eyes, so I put up a major red flag for me. The writers said that after they passed by a pair, they stopped and regrouped, noting that there was something amiss with the hikers. Neither one of them wanted to talk. They were quite reserved. That's not like most people in the backcountry, because in the backcountry, when you meet someone, you want to share the experience, share the terrain, and you know, they just want to chat a little bit, Mark said. When they returned back to home the next day and saw the report of the Amber Alert for Anderson, they notified authorities. Authorities quickly located a blue Nissan owned by DiMaggio. That's right, I was going to say it was covered in brush on Friday. DiMaggio and Hannah's mother, Christina Anderson, were in close platonic relationship. DiMaggio and Hannah's mother, Christina Anderson. Oh, that's right, they were in a close platonic relationship, according to the sheriff department, and officials said DiMaggio might have had an unusual infatuation with Hannah. Right, so he was, that's just crazy. So he was sort of like Stephen Stearns a little bit. Yeah, really good friends with the mom, but really he liked Hannah the whole time. Yeah. Do you guys remember that at all? It's crazy. That was a that one was really wild. And let's see, it looks like inside the dramatic FBI rescue. Yeah, they actually had snipers and they took him out. What's his name? DiMaggio? Yeah, she had all these pictures that people didn't like because she was, you know, a kid. You guys are interested in seeing if we can find that that warrant? I mean, it's not the case we're talking about, but it's just it's wild. It's one of those ones that, if, like I said, if it was today, it would have been huge. There'd be all kinds of way bigger. Because true crime really became kind of big like in 2017-ish. Huh? What are you talking about, Zoza? DiMaggio. Remember that? Hannah Anderson. Well, I don't know. This is like 4 years before I knew any of you guys, really. Unless you followed me in the Jodi Arias days, then maybe. This is 2013. I think it's James, right? Hannah Anderson update. DiMaggio tortured mother. That's just crazy. Jesus. Yeah, I remember that. James Lee DiMaggio. Let me go to see if it's on Scribd. I know I've seen it. I've had it. Man, I don't know if what folders that would be in or anything. Maybe it's in like one of my really old folders. Let me see. Like in here somewhere. Should be some and doesn't. What the F kind of sentence is that? Huh? I don't know what you're referring to. I don't even know what that means. Hannah. Missing Hannah. No. Anderson. I know I have a huge folder on that somewhere. But the lack of any comments and how slow people are chatting, I don't think people are interested. So I am going to take off, alright? But anyways, thank you guys very much. We reached the goal tonight. And at least, you know, first time in a couple days, so I appreciate that. Thank you for being here and watching something different. Alright? Yeah, I know you do, but nobody else is here, and I can go start working on a video or something. I've already been on here for 3 hours and 26 minutes, so it's a long time. It's a long time, especially when people aren't really chatting. So, thank you guys. I appreciate it. We'll see you guys tomorrow, and I'll look it up and we'll go over it. We'll go over this case pretty soon. It's pretty interesting. All right. So, anyways, thanks for being here. We'll see you guys later. And thanks for everybody who's helping support the channel. I appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow. And as they always say, until next time, be safe out there. Hey, do you guys, Zozo told me to put out that I'm doing my show to help a little bit tonight, where like over an hour before the show that it popped up. It didn't seem to add a lot of people. We had a mere 230 people at one point. Of course, they're only interested in certain things, so they don't stay around. But yeah, hopefully that helped. I'll try to do it more. I kind of like. I know it's kind of late for some people, but it's easier if it's a little later in the evening for me. All right, KK. All right, cool, man. So, anyways, thanks everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Be safe out there. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, plug rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Grego's gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector. Fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his pector. With all respect, y'all, just remember I've a temper fucking checked ya. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. Alright, everybody? Talk to you later.
Huh?